Let's go. If you understand.
Reverb Experiment episode number 40.
Woo, shit.
Yay.
We in our 40s now.
Damn.
Hello.
Could have grandkids.
40.
Technically,
You know what's funny? When Jay made that song 30's the New 20, wasn't he 40?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He is
40
old.
exactly. He might have been 40 exactly. He was for sure in his 40s.
So why did he make a song say 30's the New 20? I gotta
So
look
that
that
40 could be the new 30?
Either way,
trying to level
either way, it's
himself
not
down.
wrong. Either way, it's not wrong.
up. Oh, it's definitely wrong. 30 is
Right.
30 and 40 is 40.
Come on now. Hey.
Because I'm 33, child, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The way
OG.
my knees set up, they're not 20.
They definitely not 20.
Oh boy.
So
Same on metabolism.
let's just get this out the way. Sure, you guys already know what it is. The underscore focus is on the mic. We got Steph.net on the
What's
mic.
good?
We got Photo B on the mic. And we got
Talk to me.
Coach D-Lo on the mic filling in for Rajeo because he's
Rajeo.
taking a little bit of a break.
How y'all
We
doing?
taking a head start on the break, really.
Took a head start on the break.
He said, nah, I'm stopping now.
Speaking of breaks, so just to fill you guys in so that make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what's going on. For the holidays, we are taking a break. So this will be the last episode of season 2 for 2021. We will be back, I believe it's January 15th, 2022. So do not look for an episode after Thanksgiving. Do not look for an episode before
Won't find
or after Christmas.
You
We
won't
will
see
not
it.
see us for the rest of 2021.
We'll still be active in the Reverb Nation and all that.
Yes.
You know,
So, yeah, make sure y'all in there.
make sure y'all in there for
Yeah.
surely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Facebook, Reverb Nation. Follow that.
Yeah.
Instagram,
It always goes down
YouTube,
there.
all that. Yeah.
The conversation never ends in there.
Never.
It's a forever podcast in the group. So, but we just wanted to let you guys know. We want to thank you guys for all your support. We have reached 200 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you. We have 9,000 views on YouTube. Thank you. And I think we're like pushing 5,000 audio streams on all the platforms. So, hey, that's for podcasts just starting out. I think we're doing fairly well, but we couldn't do it without you guys. But we do have some surprises for you guys. The reason why we are taking a break is, one, we need a break.
Okay. First
We
and
are
foremost.
tired. We
Y'all are
have,
exhausting.
yeah. It is. If you guys saw the behind the scenes, you guys would understand. But we have lives, we have kids, we have marriages, we have businesses we have to attend to, and because
I'm sorry. When you said we have kids, everybody
we
started
don't.
looking around.
me and Rajeo have kids,
Y'all talking about marriages? No, we don't.
you have a business.
That part, yes.
Okay.
But the
He
other
was
two,
making his rounds. He was making his rounds.
One out of
It was
three.
just funny, though.
We was like,
Record scratch.
Look. Anyway, some
Speak
of
for
us
yourself,
have
my
those
brother.
things. But on a real tip, we're tired. I'm tired. Steph's tired. Photo's tired. D-Lo's tired. He's here every other Saturday.
he don't count.
Raj is tired. And we were actually thinking about having the last episode or previous episode, but because we love y'all so much and because y'all been so faithful, we want to make sure we're being faithful and we're committed to our agreements. So we wanted to, again, just make sure that we thank you guys and just letting you know that if you don't see any other episodes for the rest of 2021, it's not because we quit. It's just because we're taking a well-needed break. But during that break, we are actually working on rebranding, and you will be seeing some diversified content coming from us in 2022 because we are trying to expand our brand, and we are looking to just get a little bit more strategic with what we're doing. So for those of you that are listening that do have businesses, or if you have something that you feel like is of importance to the Black community, to our listenership, we are accepting applications for new guests for season 3, which is 2022. So if you would like to be a part, you can email us at thereverbexperiment@gmail.com, and then we will send you the application to fill it out and figure out if it's a good fit, because we got to make sure that you're a good fit for our listeners.
It's got to be a vibe.
It has to be a
Got to
vibe.
be. The
All
vibe
of our
gotta be
guests, for the most part, have been a vibe. And again, we want to thank everybody that has listened, and thank you for transitioning. We want to thank everybody that has been a guest for season 2. Zenzi, Jeremy, Chris, D-Lo. He was a great guest on here. Man, it's been a year, so if I'm forgetting y'all, Trey Mack, Trey's probably gonna be back on again because the album dropped, and he wanted to thank everybody on here because we actually inspired him to drop the album. So we've had some amazing guests this season, and we want to thank y'all for helping us grow our brand and being a part of the podcast. Let's just give them a round of applause before we get into business, man.
And two, not even if you just want to be a guest, but if you know somebody that you think would be a good guest, let them know. Hit us up.
And before we get any further, we also want to thank Young Nate, which is on the boards. He helps us produce, edit, get the YouTube popping. So we want to thank him. We also want to thank Will, because there are people that you guys don't see on camera that do help us behind the scenes. So we're going to give them a round of applause.
Shout them out, shout them out, shout them out.
Period.
The little bro.
It's a lot of work, but I feel like I always want to encourage people to still do it because it's worth it. I think we talked about it on the episode where we talked about podcasting and having a business. Just make sure you find you a good team and take breaks. That's what we're doing. Make sure you take breaks. We talk about self-care all the time, so we wouldn't be us if we didn't actually put that into motion. So
Yep, exactly. Yep, so we can be fresh for y'all in 2022. So we want to thank y'all. We want to thank the people that's on the pod. Thank you, Steph. You hold it down for the women. Thank you, Photo B. You hold it down, bring some very interesting points of views.
you hold it down for polygamists.
Put it down for
You
the
know what's crazy?
singles.
You hold on to the polygamous, but we ain't talked about that in a long time. Polygamous me. When's the last time we talked about that?
I'll let you go.
Obviously.
Ask my husband.
Obviously.
Unfortunately,
Like,
unfortunately. she
a
does
brother
not.
can't change. A brother can't change. Like, people don't change.
My guy
They just
put up and
adapt.
hold it down for the singles. It's all good.
Yeah, he do.
He do.
You know, yeah.
It's a much needed perspective. It's a much
It
needed
is.
perspective.
I
Especially
have-
because we ain't been in the streets for a minute, so we need to know what's going on.
Facts.
Yeah,
facts.
you
He's
keep
like
us
the-
connected.
He's like the reporter for the streets.
Exactly.
He is the street.
Appreciate it.
He's the streets correspondent.
Make sure to always
You know, like on the news, and we're going to go to Photo B to
Right.
report from the
Photo B
streets.
with the streets. Well, guys.
Good afternoon, Rob.
that should be one of our spinoff pods. Photo B
that'd
from
be
the
wrong.
streets.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, what's up?
Uh-oh.
What's up? Odo, you ready?
No, it's going to be, oh, damn it. Now that makes...
That makes
Live
other
from
sense.
the streets. Come on now.
That goes against the other idea I had.
I mean,
Look,
What's the other idea?
you want
Go
to snap
ahead.
for the streets or
Photo
you
B.
want to...
oh snap. Okay,
Snapping with Photo B.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it could be snapping with Photo B, reporting live from the streets.
Report live.
Point live from the streets.
We keep trying to throw him to the streets.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, not too bad.
That's not too bad.
We out here.
Not too bad. I might have to implement that.
If y'all want to see that content, comment and let us know.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, please, yeah.
Comment that.
Hey, I would tune in for sure.
Come on now.
Going on in
Bringing
the
all the singles on there, having to talk about the
Yes.
streets, yeah.
Ooh, do like some speed dating or some events? I'll be raw. Stop playing.
Man, y'all not
Ooh,
ready
out
for
here
these
with
events
love
that's about to
connection.
come.
Love
Hold on, go,
connection.
tell them what we plan on doing with these events, man.
Man, I feel like Sacramento needs black events, period. Especially in our age group. So, I mean,
Wait,
it's going to be lit. First of all, we've
wait.
been talking about the Reverb barbecue for how long?
Reverb Barbecue is definitely happening in 2022.
So, be specific about the kind of events that you want to talk about. Let's have it.
I feel like I do like the speed dating idea. Of course, R&B paint nights got to be one of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Got to have an R&B paint
For
night.
sure. You already know
a vibe.
that's
Day parties.
Definitely
I
we
love
don't
that.
have
Hey,
a
look,
day
check this out. I
party
don't care what
bar.
anybody says. What I missed from this past summer is algorithm. If y'all didn't go to algorithm, you know what?
yeah, I
Because
did.
y'all
And not in the streets. See,
y'all-
this why we
that's why we need you.
Put us on game, baby.
That's
Put us
why
on
we
game,
need
baby.
you.
We need you.
This is why we need you.
Algorithm was fire.
Okay.
It was fire. It's an outdoor party over there at Esker Park.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was-
we need to do.
It was great because it was like a good opening for the night. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was like the vibes were just
Carried on.
rocky.
Right.
Rocky. And it was like, man, where y'all finna go? Tiger, London, maybe mix afterwards. And that was the whole thing. Once you bounce.
See?
Right,
That's why we need
right.
you.
And you could be snapping that whole time.
Man,
There you go.
just snapping and
That's
just
why we
putting it
need
out
you.
in the world because, you know,
Because I didn't know
We don't do
nothing,
that.
none of this.
Nope.
that
Put
sounds
me on
like a better version of Blue Q.
And I still want to
Yes.
do the Reverb movie night. I think that's gonna be
We
dope.
will do that too. And then I also would like to get a Reverb like a mental health summit or something like that.
Yes.
And get some black mental health professional. There you go. A mental wellness.
Because it can be physical, mental, all that, all in one.
I would like to get black mental health professionals all in one space and just have them talk about things that we don't hear much from. You know what I mean? So, and then a way to connect people with people of color that kind of are in that space, specialize in it. I know it's hard to find.
It is. Mental
health spectrum. And we ain't just doing it for Sacramento. We're going to do this for Northern California because there might be people from Stockton might want to come down from the Bay Area. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, hey, if you got something you can help us out with that, let us know. Let us know. But we will tell y'all this. 2022, we all going to be monetizing.
Come on now.
We are not going to sabotage the brand. But we just letting y'all know ahead of time that I feel like we have great support and I love y'all. But we are trying to take it to the next level. And if anybody that runs a business is listening, or anybody that budgets their household is listening, you know that if you want to do extra, that it costs funds to do that. And for the most part, we've been doing everything, for free because we love y'all. But for us to get out and reach the people that we want to reach, we are going to have to start putting in some extra funds in this, and we want to partner with our fans to be able to do that, because I think the content that we do is dope, and I think that these ideas like the mental health summit and all these other things, if you feel like that those are great ideas, and the way to best support us in getting those done would be helping us get to our goals from a monetary standpoint, so we can turn that around and reinvest it into the business.
Most definitely.
We always gonna be transparent and vulnerable. We ain't gonna be telling y'all what we're not doing, because again, if it wasn't for the listenership, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Period.
So share, comment.
And
that's the free.
That's the free part.
That's the free stuff.
That's the free support. And we appreciate both.
Yes.
We appreciate both. But in order to get stuff done in this day and age, you're going to need some money to do it. So we're going to have to start doing that. So
got to limit the free.
Yeah, man, because we got headphones falling apart. We got
I'm not gonna lie.
We gotta do like on the charger. You gotta put the cord at a certain spot for you to hear people in the headphone. So we need it. So we please, if y'all can, we appreciate it. But we gonna rock out for the last episode of 2021. We got some good topics for y'all. We are gonna give our thoughts on the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. We are gonna talk about the passing of Young Dolph. We're also going to talk about Dababy and DaniLeigh situation, and then we're going to have a conversation about side chicks.
Woo!
So we're going to start with the bad news. So we're going to talk about Young Dolph. We're going to talk about Young Dolph first. So first of all, before we even get into any of the bad and what happened and all that other stuff, is anybody on this podcast? You guys listen to Young Dolph? Are you guys fans?
I didn't listen to him like that. I've heard some of his music. I heard a mixtape he did with G Clock or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't a big fan, but I knew who he was.
I knew who he was, just never really listened to any of his music consciously.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna listen to that new Young Dolph. It just wasn't on my radar like that. I'm on a different
type of music.
Yeah. I think us being on the West Coast, I think maybe we didn't, I think down south he's a lot bigger.
Right.
I have heard songs. I can't sit up here and say I'm a fan, but I mean, we don't have to be fans to be human.
Right.
And to understand what's going on. So, so he was shot on November 18th. He was pronounced dead. I believe he was going, here it is. Witnesses document the aftermath of social media, identified that the rapper camouflage Corvette was picked up in front of Makita's, and I think that was his aunt's cookie shop or something like that.
It was his aunt's?
I didn't know it was his
I'm not
aunt.
sure
But
I thought he was just giving,
or maybe he was going to go visit.
Yeah,
he was supportive of the business.
That's what it was. Okay.
He was getting cookies for his mom.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. So he was getting cookies for his mom, and then we now have footage that shows that two men showed up and shot him, and then they got off in a Mercedes E-Class. And then I think his security guard went out and tried to shoot at him as well. So the security guard is now arrested. They're still looking for the two suspects, and they're still looking for the Mercedes. And in memory of him, he had a turkey drive that was going on, and the artists that were under him have continued it. So I'm glad that the people that he was managing, or where he was managing that label, are continuing his generosity. That's one thing that I will say, that if I've heard anything about him during the time after his death, was that he was very charitable. Yeah. That he was giving back to the community, very active, very supportive. Obviously, he was supporting a business when he got killed. So
it just shows why people don't.
Yeah.
Why they leave and don't come back.
Yeah. So
I mean, at the same time too, the situation between him, Soulja, and Key Glock, right? It wasn't some. It's not like he wasn't involved in anything, or
that's true,
in the streets like that. So it's not like as if he was just
innocent. Well, and we don't want to say that.
I'm not saying.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying. It's like, it's not like he was just doing all these good things and someone's like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
There was some beef. There was some politics involved.
Yeah.
And you don't send a hit on somebody. That was a hit. That was a hit. And you don't do that.
But from
somebody.
what they were saying, it's been a hit on him for a while.
So that's
because he's been shot at other times too.
So yeah, it sucks. It sucks and shit. But that's
I mean, there is consequences to certain lifestyles, definitely. But and when it comes down to it, it's still always unfortunate. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing I've always said, when people in that type of lifestyle do get killed and everybody be like, oh, I want to continue their memory. Like, the best way to continue on is to not continue that bullshit that got them killed in the first place.
Yeah, but you know how it is. It's a vicious cycle, because it's not like nobody's ever going to turn the other cheek. Nobody's not going to seek revenge. Nobody's going to, retaliate. And it's going to be a consistent thing. You know what I mean? Until somebody's like, you know what, you have to have a overall general thought of, I'm tired of this.
I think that's kind of what you were saying with the whole Gucci Jeezy thing, of Jeezy being able to just say, like, it's going to stop here, at least with me. But you got to be that person. I mean, look at all the backlash he got for doing that.
So I'm glad we transitioned to this, because that happened a year ago.
And it's still
yesterday. So it's like, it's, to me, so ironic. Everybody's like, oh man, like how the universe works or whatever, how God works, whatever. It's ironic that happened a year ago and we're having the same conversation today. So I remember that conversation very vividly, because I remember I got backlash for it, because it was, oh, Jeezy's a sucker. Yep. Oh, you a sucker if you doing this and you feeling like that. He from the street, blah, 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 blah. You know how the street work. Yes, we all know how the street works. We all know how. Obviously, Jeezy knew how the street works as well, and whether it was kind of deflating to hear that was the commentary on what Jeezy was trying to do. It's like he was trying to stop the violence from it going further, and whether he was a participant or not, you have to give him courage for basically going against the grain of street culture or street code, which was, I'm not going to fall victim or even be in a space where, because he knew he was visible. He knew that kids were watching him, other people watching him. And to me, that is a place of leadership for you to say, I know we have issues, but we're going to squash it here and live on Versus, where there is no rehearsal.
Right.
And Gucci was pressing the line.
Pressing.
And each time he was like, we're not going to be doing that. I'm not going there with you. And look at the result. They're actually going on tour, I believe. They're actually working together. So it takes a bigger man to do that, to show leadership, so that way then it shows, okay, that it can be possible. Yeah. But if Jeezy would have went the other way, then it would have been, again, you would have been showing an example that, okay, well, we can't reconcile.
Right.
And
I mean, who's to say that wasn't the type of mindset that Dolph had towards whatever beef he did have? Like, we just know that at one point he lived this lifestyle and then he got killed.
Right.
Yep.
We don't know what he was doing. We don't know what his mindset was.
All right.
We don't know anything about what happened. We just, and which is why I don't like how people try to turn and judge to how the person lived. Like, we don't really know what was going on. Obviously, he wasn't doing no beef stuff before he went to this bakery to get, you know what I mean, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, sure, he might have did whatever he did. Yeah, he might have his history or whatever. But at the end of the day, in this moment, we need to be grieving the loss of a life. And I feel like people always lose track of that by trying to kind of
Nobody
throw like dirt on it by talking about, well, shit, he was moving stupid, so that's probably why you get. Or people, you know, whatever type of attitude, like, sure, whether he really been doing whatever or not, that don't mean that man deserves to die in that moment.
No,
people don't have empathy no more.
Right, exactly.
We've been saying
we
that.
lack empathy like crazy, and it's again, it's just like,
Well, think about it. A lot of people who say that are usually either ignorant to it or they're used to that lifestyle. They
just don't have empathy for things that don't affect them, because I doubt if it was somebody that they knew personally that they would be like, oh, well, that nigga was moving stupid. You would not. Come on. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that I feel like
sometimes people be like that.
I mean, there is people that scandalous like that.
No, it's not really scandalous. It's about realizing their lifestyle. And that is a true consequence. A lot of these people won't realize that you can't get out of the situation unless you're in the box.
Yeah,
I still have empathy even in them
and that's
situations.
what I'm saying. Like, whether that's what you know or not, that don't mean that you have to be like, as the outside person that got nothing to do with anything,
right? To
be like, oh well, like that's on you. That's not on the other person. That's on you as a person to.
And everybody talk about good energy
empathy.
And good vibe, but this is the type of energy they put out of not giving a fuck about nobody, not having no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put out that stank energy to me.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like. To me, when I was looking down my timeline, all the reactions I saw were, oh, well, when you be talking about murder on your raps and all in this and this and that, then that's what you get. Or when you be putting out that energy, then when the energy comes back, that's what you get. Blah, 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 blah,
What about the energy you putting out right now?
All right, man. So what is funny to me is when it hits home, then it's like, oh, well, can you just let the family grieve? Like, we're just getting through this right now. Or, you know, a child lost their father, a wife lost her husband, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when it's away from you, when it's not close to you, then you can make those comments without feeling it. To me, the first thing should have been said was first checking to see if that man had a family. Mm-hmm. He does have a family. He has a wife and he has kids. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that first. Because there's a whole bunch of rappers that be talking about the same exact thing that he be talking about. Mm-hmm. And a lot of y'all be supporting it. A lot of y'all be listening to it. And that was the other conversation that we had was this is not a point that I'm making. I'm just saying I can see where that point comes from. I'm not agreeing with it. But you can't say Black Lives Matter in one breath. But then on the other breath, then you're streaming, you're listening to, you're condoning, you're buying music that is teaching the opposite or preaching the opposite, killer, you know, all this other stuff, where we've had that conversation where gangster rap basically has helped fuel the prison industry, where you are promoting criminal activity, where you are promoting killing people that look like yourself, where you are promoting doing things that may get you in a situation that are not beneficial for you. Right. But then on the other end, then you were saying pro-black, fist up, marching in the streets or whatever. So we can't sit up here and say that there isn't some type of point in there. The point, though, is that a black life matters no matter what we do. No matter what your profession are, no matter you locked up in prison, no matter you on the street, your black life does matter. So to me, they use that as a point to try to diminish our value.
Right. Exactly.
As a black life, my life matters no matter what it is. But we do also have to address our own community because of how it's been injected in us that our life doesn't matter. You can see how we treat each other. You can see that we can kill each other without any kind of emotion. But George Zimmerman is walking the streets free as a bird.
Because think about it, if he would have got killed by the police in that bakery, wouldn't nobody be like, but this is what he was doing. This is the lifestyle he was living. Nobody would be saying that.
Facts.
But since he was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like
one of us. It was like, well, shit, that's what happens when you. I'm like, that's weird to me.
No, people will still say the same shit. People will say the same shit.
Not on the same level though.
So
the majority of black people are saying the same thing, and I feel like it's a difference.
I think black people were saying, like, it was kind of like they didn't say this, but the tone I got was, if he got, he did something to get got.
Period.
And we can't stand when motherfuckers say that about us.
And that he deserved it, basically.
Exactly.
And we hate when people say that about us, you know what? When it's the police that do the killing. When they say he must have did something to deserve it.
So usually that's white people saying that shit.
We hate when they say that about us, but we'll say that about ourselves when we're killed by somebody that looks like us.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Understandable. Here's the thing. When it comes to the cops killing us and shit, right? A lot of times, there's really no fucking reason, right? is some type of misunderstanding based off of whatever reason and shit, and they die. Right? When it's that type of related
So
hood
because
shit,
it's retaliation,
it's not. We don't know.
we assume. We don't even know if it's retaliation.
All we know is he got shot by somebody else, and it seemed like it was a hit. Right? So when it's a hit like that, there's issue, there's beef, there's already something that has built up from that, right? So that's something that's innate in the hood culture, in the gang culture. That's what it is. So when people look at it as a gang culture thing, that's like,
then it don't matter.
that's war. It's war.
It don't matter. I feel like I said, they're both gangs, but they're both gangs to me personally.
No, I'm saying the reason what I'm saying is what I'm saying is
it's a gang.
What I'm saying is the difference is when it's the gang shit, that's something that's they're part of. He agreed to be a part of the gang shit, right? So that the gang violence is included in the being part of the gang shit.
That's part of the consequences that he signed up for.
Right? So when somebody gets shot, right.
I'm talking about our attitude towards it. Right. I'm not talking about, like, I get all of the politics of it. I understand all that. I'm saying our attitude towards it. Like, I'm not going to change my attitude towards it just because it's normalized or because it's a part of that culture. Like, my attitude towards it's still going to remain the same.
Exactly. And I think what Photo B is saying is absolutely right, because we have to acknowledge that the game is a game.
Yeah.
And when you in the game, ain't no getting out the game, usually. And the only way you're getting out is in a box or in prison, usually. So we get it. When you sign up for that kind of life, some people don't get a chance to sign up. Sometimes you just born into it.
Yep.
Sometimes you just a part of it because that's where you live.
That's just how
and
it is.
Sometimes it's just right there on your doorstep. So I do want to acknowledge, for those that are in the street that are listening, I do want to acknowledge that we do get that. We're talking about the community's viewpoint on it from the standpoint of, because when you're complicit in it and you hearing the interviews of it, you can tell that the people in that neighborhood are tired of it. They're tired of it. We're all tired of it. And my thing of it is there has to be a way for black men, because we got to sit up here and we have to understand the majority of the people that we are usually got either killed or a part of it are black men. There has to be a better way for you to be able to feed your family without killing each other. There has to be a better way to be able to feed your family without putting your life or your family's life in danger. And it is very much a socio-economic problem. It is very much a problem that I don't know if it can be addressed because of the society that we live in. There will always be poor people. There will always be people that do not have money. There will always be people that are in poverty. And when you put people's backs against the wall, then you create this kind of environment where we are all gunning for the same slice of the pie. And there's only a certain amount of money out here, and I'm going to get it by any means. And if you do anything to mess with my money, then you got to go. And I don't know how that gets fixed.
I think it starts at the bottom of even just how we respond to conflict outside of not just gang violence, but in general. I feel like our response to conflicts is always, I'm going to beat your ass, or I'm going to get you back, or I feel like on the most basic level.
Anger and aggression. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's a deeper conversation that needs to be. Go ahead.
The thing is, there's lack of conflict resolution due to the fact that how can you? You know what I mean? You're not the mindset is, that's my enemy. I can't talk to them. This has to be handled this way because I can't trust that they're going to try to do anything else.
But even when it's not an enemy, I feel like just in general, I've said this before, like, how do you establish respect without fear or without physical, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even with raising our kids, most black people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to establish respect without physical force.
Yeah. Well, and even in that lifestyle, if you don't handle it, then you'll get handled.
Exactly.
So you don't really have a choice. It's you take care of this or we'll take care of you. And it's like, I think we have to, and man, I hate sounding like this because it sounds like we're from the outside, like talking down on it. Like we're talking down on the gang culture, but we have to be, I have to be honest with you. it kind of, I mean, we are, because it's killing our youth, it's killing our boys, it's killing our girls. The thing of it is that I think a lot of times when disenfranchised people don't have a place to go and don't have a family, don't have anybody to take care of them, then you are more likely to then be in that kind of a space where you are accepting of love, whether it's toxic or not. And a lot of those boys that end up in there, and you can look at the stats, like a lot of the black men that go to prison are fatherless children that did not have fathers in their lives. So I think there's just so many ways to attack this problem. And there's a lot of black men that are doing great jobs in their households right now. But like what Coach, D-Lo does, like you got to start mentoring some of these kids, because I don't know exactly what age it is, because every child is different, but there's like a fork in the road where if they didn't have no guidance, they didn't have no love, they didn't have no support, then it's like, yo, I can either go this way or I can go this way. Like there's always that one kid that you can see the potential, but that same intelligent, smart potential that they have, they can use that for good or they can use it for evil. And it all depends on that influence or somebody coming in their life and telling them like, hey, like, I love you. Like, you don't have to go that route, and I can see that you can use it for this. So let's get you on this path. But if the wrong influence comes around, then it's that same intelligence. Because like we talk about it all the time. We talk about talking about intellectual property. We talk about being able to like capitalize off of this stuff. The same street smarts that it takes to be able to sell dope, to be able to sell crack, to be able to know different corners of different blocks, and be able to memorize different cards when they come in and know if they 5-0 whatever. That same intelligence that they're using for that, you can use that to build a business. You can use that for clothing. You can use that for real estate. I mean, it's the same game.
What do you think the problem is?
No leadership.
Resources.
And no leadership.
Fast. I mean, as the one person that actually dealt with gangs and been a part of it as a youth, I mean, when you're young, it's like, when you're in that situation, it's like you're looking at somebody that has something you don't have.
Right.
And so it's like, all right, well, I'm struggling. We ain't no food today, or we ain't, whatever the issues is that you're going through. It's just like, you don't look at, when you're in it, you don't look at it how the outside world look at it.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? That's the reality of you. It's you and your niggas, and y'all just living. Like, y'all just doing what y'all gotta do. Y'all doing what y'all have to do to survive.
To get by.
You're in survival mode. You know what I mean? Nobody fucking joins a gang that's like, feel like everything good. Like, nobody does that shit just to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like,
and a lot of times it's just your friends from the hood that you grew up with anyway. It's not like you feel like you're joining a gang. Like, I grew up with these people, but we all grew up in this neighborhood together. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's not like you just decided to walk out and be like, hey, I'm finna join that gang over there. Like, no, you grew up with these people.
That's your people.
You literally organically turn into this thing. But again, it's like, it can go, like, at least for me, like, it took me finding somebody around 14, or somebody that could kind of like see that potential in me. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you do hit that fork in the road because you don't really know how you can get out the situation if you ain't never seen it. If you don't see nobody outside of dope boys on the corner, you don't know what you gotta do. I ain't know nothing about college. It literally until I was 14, 15. I ain't know about no application process. I ain't know about none of that. So it's like, if you're not getting that at home, what are you supposed to do at 14, 15 years old and you don't know? Right. You feel me? So it's like, you do need that mentor, and that's why I do now. Like, I'm not talking to these kids from an outside view. Yeah. This is, I know how it is at 14 and seeing all this and being around all this and being like, you know what? I know I want better. I've been saying I want to have a wife and kids since I was like 15. I'm like, my mom's single. I grew up without my dad really in the house. I want to have a family. I don't want to just be I don't want a bunch of baby mamas. Right. This is what I'm thinking already at 16. Right. So I'm like,
because that's what you see.
Yeah.
Again. And then I say all the time, I was like, not to say that it's necessarily better to be raised with your both parents. I'm like there's cons to that I would never know because I didn't have both of my parents growing up. But there's bad things that's in that too. Right. At the end of the day, I felt like it'd be best for me and my family to start a family with my wife. I don't want to do it like that. So I'm like, if we have issues, I feel like there's issues that we can change. Right. Issues that I can avoid. I don't have to argue in front of my kids. I don't have to do these type of things. So it's things I feel like I can control even in that aspect of it. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that may have been traumatic for this person, but I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I don't care how mad I get. I'm going to control myself. I'm going to make sure that we go, so it's like, it's just things that you pick up. I'm a very observant person. I've been a people watcher my whole life. So I'm watching, I'm seeing what I see. I don't like that. I don't like how she moving. She just did this for that. That ain't cool. I wouldn't want my daughter to do that. This dude over here doing this. I don't want my son out here doing this, even though I'm a youth too. So it's like, you got to look at things, and it's all on you as the individual at the end of the day.
Exactly.
People forget that though, because if you think about it, a lot of people in that type of area, their immediate influence is that area, and a lot of people can't go against the grain.
No,
because there's like they can't think for themselves, because it's like, okay, if I do this, they're gonna look at me like this. People the community is so strong in the hood sometimes.
It is.
They put a lot of pressure on being this certain type of thing. It's like, right. Now it's like, damn, I gotta think about these other people when it comes to my decisions, because they are a part of my community. I don't know. I feel like if I end up doing something different, I might end up letting somebody down, might disappoint somebody, but they don't have the thought process that they can get all the criticism, but nobody has to deal with any of their consequences but themselves.
Yeah, I say
so
that
they
all
don't.
the time.
It's hard about that, and a lot of people aren't allowing them to do so, because they want to keep. They got trying to keep you at this level.
Facts.
And when it comes to the leadership in the area, there's leadership. Unfortunately, that leadership is still part of that area.
Yeah,
It's
that's
part
what I
of
say.
that
I'm like,
culture.
the OGs be instilling the same shit.
There's no different.
Right,
So
right.
there's in the streets now, it's like there's barely any big bros. The big bros are still involved in this shit. They just got the money, but they're still involved in it. So people seeing them with the money, and they're like, I'm trying to be like that. And they're not thinking about anything else, because like, this is how you got it.
That's how kids. Yeah, that's how kids are like. A kid that ain't got nothing, they broke. They getting clowned all the
they
time,
know.
and
That's all
they
they know.
see the people that got shit, and they see how all they see is how that person got it. They
Exactly.
ain't worried about you know.
Yeah, I think that's a universal thing. When you see basketball player have a nice car, a nice girl, whatever, I want to play basketball.
Yeah,
Like, you only see a means to the end, and I think that's why I said, we have to. Man, it's just
It's a lot.
it's tough, because I'm saying this at 35.
exactly.
Also,
And
too,
we
again,
talk
different
about
area.
people that's young.
We're in
Yeah.
a different area. We've had different privileges.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean? We've had
and
options.
and a different era.
Yeah.
In general, where there was no social media, so it was word of the mouth. It was either word of mouth, word on the street. That's all you were exposed to, was what was outside.
Right.
Now it's a little bit different, where you do have internet, you do have social media, you do have more influences. But I'm saying, like, at that point in time growing up, it was kind of like you looked up to the people that in your neighborhood. They were like, it was like a street legend. Like, when you saw somebody ride by that had a nice car, like, man, like, he was
That's my
bigger than
car.
life.
Yeah.
He was bigger, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that now, even in this day and age of having more exposure, to me it's very telling that what still holds true is what's outside.
Right.
Because you can look on the internet, whatever, but when you are, and I think Steph brought this up, you brought it up, and D-Lo brought it up, when your back's against the wall and you ain't got no food in your refrigerator, or you ain't got no clothes, and you getting clowned at school because, whatever, all these other kids got something better. Yeah, I mean, you can maybe let it rub off your shoulder every now and again, but if it's week after week after week of no food, no this, no that, then you start, again, you're not thinking about the consequence. You're just like, I just got to get out of this, or I need to get something better. I need to get them new pair of Jordans. I just need to get some food. And especially if you are in a situation where you are like the man of the house,
Right.
where it's just single mom, you see her struggling. So now it's not, I only got to help me out. I got to help my mom, my sisters, my brothers out. So you become, again, you get put in a situation that's in dire need, where you're just on survival mode.
Right.
And it's I'm going to get it however it is. And if there's somebody in my way, then they got to go. Yeah. So, and we don't know if that was Young Dolph's situation. I don't know him so much as an artist, but I think what we're just trying to say, kind of bring it back full circle, we can see how easily it is that a young, bright mind can end up in a situation where he's murdered, or he's in a street situation, or he's in a beef situation where he may not have wanted that. But the bottom line is that he was kind of pushed into that situation. And a lot of times when you try to get out of that situation, when you in the street, there is no getting out. Exactly. You are still connected. You still got family members. You still got people that are back home. And like Nipsey, unfortunately, it seems like Young Dolph was very active in community, and they knew where they can find him. And obviously, they had a hit on him. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like somebody told him where he was going to be at. They showed up, and then they did what they needed to do. So
that was dumb to pull up in a Benz that's damaged like that. Like that's easy to find.
To me,
They're gonna dump it. They already stole it.
To me,
probably stole the vehicle. They probably already dumped it.
To me, what's troubling is that, like, I know we talk about the street stuff and it's always glamorized, whatever. But the way I think now, at the age I'm at now, is I look at the spider web of things, or I look at how everybody's affected. Where wife loses a husband, kids lose a father. He obviously passes away, and I'm sure he had businesses and he was running a record label, so they lose him, right? But then the two that shot him, I'm assuming will get caught. So then now they will probably spend life in prison. We don't know if they're fathers, if they're
like what's connected
if
to
they're
them.
married, and what's connected to them. So now you're taking two more men out of the community that will be in prison for life, that if they have children, they cannot be active in their kids' lives. And then how does that affect them?
Well, that's a different
just
side of
keeps
the
going
coin.
over
That
further
was
and
a
further.
decision that they made.
No, I know,
I'm just saying in
but it's
general.
still the effect.
It's not
Right.
them kids' fault if
Right.
they do have
That's-
kids. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So then
that
they
was
can-
something that they decided to do. Dolph didn't decide to get shot.
Correct.
They decided to go and handle it. To do
Well, I mean,
what
I
the hell
don't feel
they
bad
did.
for them
Oh,
being
yeah,
taken
no,
out of
we're
the
not
community
saying
we
we're
get
bad
took
for
out.
blood that we
I'm
already have
saying
it. You're right. It's
the
three
reality.
black
That's the
men that's
consequences
off the
that they
street
got to
now.
deal with.
3 black people that's
Right. But what I'm saying is, like what Steph said, the kids, they didn't choose to have that consequence. So then they have to deal with it.
They have to
Or
grow up with
if
it.
they're married, their wife, or if there's a mother there, now you are forced to be a single mom because of the decision somebody else made. So then again, now you're putting two more families in a dire situation because of a decision that you made. And yes, they made the decision to make the hit, but like I was saying earlier, they may not have had a choice on whether they can take the hit or not. It's either you do it or we taking care of you. Because what if they would have said no?
I ain't doing it.
Well, they usually talk to the shooters anyway.
What if the shooters would have said no? What if somebody would have had a change of heart and said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to do it.
Who knows?
Then he's cut off. Or somebody put a hit on him. Or you seen as disloyal and whatever, and now you can't come around no more. And again, I'm not justifying their decision.
Right.
What I'm just saying is I think sometimes we make it easy, like, oh well, they could have just got out and just not done it.
Right.
There's consequences to not doing it too.
Yeah, it's a
You could have shot around him and said you tried. I missed.
I'm done. You stupid.
How you missed for point blank range?
Nah, for real.
He was moving.
It's a lifestyle and that's one thing too that I always tell people why I have empathy for people is because it's a lifestyle that I don't have to live and that I didn't have to necessarily be a victim to. You feel what I'm saying? So it's easy to talk about it when you grew up where you grew up at, or you grew up with the opportunities you grew up with. So it's easy to be like, it's all these scenarios is just scenarios.
And you
It's
know
not
what?
actually living it and surviving
Right,
it.
for real. And that's probably why I don't look at it like that. I'm like, because I've been caught slipping by the ops. And, from a distance, been like, oh, let me get the fuck up out of here before something really go down. Like, I felt that fear in my heart pumping because I'm at the damn carnival trying to kick it and mac on some bitches. And I'm seeing niggas from the others. I'm like, oh, now what I'm going to do? Ain't nobody with me. We don't even have phones like that. Like, I didn't have no phone back then. So it's like, I can't call none of my partners. Like, either I'm finna leave or I'm finna stay here. What you gonna do? So it's like, people don't understand, bro. Like, that shit real. Like, yeah, it's gangs and this is the choice you live. But like you said, once you in it, you in it. And there ain't too many times when you could really get the opportunity.
No, and you can't be dipping out like that. And let somebody like in a situation like that, let somebody hear that you dipped out when he's like, oh, so why didn't you do nothing to him? Well,
I was by myself.
I'm by myself, right?
But it was 3 of them. But I don't give a fuck, nigga. Your ass you ass look like a bitch. And I'm like, nah. Like, again, like for
and
what?
how many times?
What do you wanna do?
How many times have again? And it's not just men. I'm just saying majority men. But how many people have lost their lives because they felt like they had
trying to prove
because
what
they had
they
to
hard.
prove their pride or their
Listen, I don't
respect
know
in
nothing
that
gotta be real
situation.
goes wrong.
And at the end of the day, you over there fighting over territory that you don't even own.
I say that all the time. Like, y'all be sitting up here repping neighborhoods that you don't own a piece of property in,
Not a piece.
but you will die over this
Bruh,
this street
Bruh.
that you don't even live. You can't even afford to live on no more.
But but at the same time, I get it though, because it's been such a long line of history of your friends or family members getting killed by the enemy that I have to.
And you know what? It's
You know what
weird.
I mean?
Like even with him,
ways.
like
the property,
it's a
it's the community.
mindset that just it's ingrained in you too. Because like even with him, and I'm like, oh, it's over here. Oh, I don't go over there. I never have gone over there. But that's the mindset when you in the hood. It's like you stay in your hood. You not just venturing out like, oh, let's go to the north. Let's go to the like. I ain't never been
I
going
said,
to
I
the
don't
north.
mess with
You know,
North. I didn't go past Arden Mall for the majority of my life in Sac. I didn't go past Arden Mall as I had to. And I knew exactly where I was going. I knew exactly who I was going to be with. And I knew when it was going to be time to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't really mess with the other side. Nigga, if we wasn't on the South or up in Elk Grove, downtown, I'm a known gang member. I'm not finna sit here and be
It's out slipping.
you know what I mean? For what?
Yeah.
So it's like you do get kind of trapped in that area because you got to be safe.
So you in your area for safety, but that area is what's influencing you.
Exactly.
It's a lot. Like I said,
Man,
it's a lot of layers to it. It's
it's
easy
so
to talk
much.
about from the outside.
For outside in, exactly.
And I say that even with any situation, what you would do in a situation that you didn't have to live through sounds much better
sounds a
than
lot
what
easier, right,
what the
exactly.
person's options may have been in
Right.
that situation. So
I would have never. That's why I won't go back to my city. That's why I don't do this. I don't do that. I'm like,
You never know.
You really think you finna sit here and allow some shit to keep you out your city forever? When your whole family there, your mom's or this or that, you think you gonna not ever go back to that city? Stop playing with me. You gonna go back home. You gonna maybe again. He had higher security. It ain't
Alpo.
like he didn't do
Right, he
things to try to protect himself.
Alpo got hit too, didn't he?
Come on now, like people get all the time.
And it's like we
Matt
all
J got hit in Connecticut or something.
we all know the story. We all know
Come
Alpo's
on now.
story. And it's like that was the first question. It was like, why did you go back? It's like there had to have been a reason for him to go back.
Bruh, this is home. That's why I came back. Like,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, it's and I mean, gangs at the beginning they were created to protect neighborhoods. Bloods and I mean that's how they started. So it's just kind of,
And back to the thing about fighting for the property that you don't own. It's not about the property. It's not really about the streets. It's not about
about respect.
It's about the community. You know what I mean? It's about the people in it. You know what I mean? They're not repping
It's
the
what
houses.
it
and
represent.
shit.
I'm
They're
just
not
saying,
repping
like-
the woodwork.
well,
It
I
represents
mean,
the area, the community.
again,
Because they
I'm
be
not,
like, people be like, that's my hood. It's not.
well,
And that's just kind of how I look at it.
Disrespected it.
yeah, I think
it's not
what we
your
were saying is more or less, and I ain't gonna sit
I
up
just
here.
always think deeper
I ain't gonna
into
sit
it.
up here and act like I'm not in the streets. I'm 35. We ain't doing that. But
Yeah, ain't no streets
back
like
in the
my
day, when you were selling drugs, you had a corner or you had a block. And if it was a profitable block, then you fought for that territory. And there would be some out of towners or people that would try to take it over. So that's what I'm saying. Is like you're sitting on a corner that you feel like you own or you are making money off of, and then that becomes almost like land that you're fighting over. But at the end
It's
of the
free
day,
real estate.
You
but
don't-
but at
yeah.
the end of the day, if there's gentrification, if there's anything, they can come down at any moment and tear everything down, and then you out of it.
Then what?
And that's
you
what
gonna
I
beat
mean.
them up?
And,
What,
and
you
you
gonna
ain't
beat
and you ain't
contractors?
and yeah, you ain't shooting at no contractors.
Right. What you gonna do?
So
You gonna shoot the real estate lady?
I mean, 'cause you see it all the time. Project buildings torn down. Jeep when
G Parkway, they did that on purpose. That was strategic.
Oh, yeah.
because they was and they had very strict rules of coming back in about not having no police
Oh, yeah.
contact, no felonies, no like you nobody could live there.
And I
anymore.
remember G Parkway when I first got to SAC, it was lit.
Definitely.
Don't
And
go
that's
to G
who we beefing
Parkway.
with.
Don't go. And then I remember that. I remember when they transitioned over, and then they called it like Stars or something like that.
Star
Shining-
Joe Commons.
Yeah.
because the street name is Shining Star.
Shining Star. Yeah,
So
yeah.
then-
Yeah, I was outside a little bit, but even then it's just like, but it wasn't the same.
Well, nah,
It was
nah.
it was nowhere the same because they made everybody move out, and like you said, they made really strict rules for you to
Right.
come back in,
And so what it was the little niggas that was trying to make
trying to bring
stars,
it back.
and they just wasn't the same.
No,
But now it's all that shit stupid. Now I said like after experiencing being a part of it, and like after I was like, bro, that shit's stupid. And I tell anybody now, like, bro, this tree ain't did nothing for you, bro. Get out your home city, experience life, go do something. The best decision I made in my life was going to Houston, Texas, and going to college there instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna just go to city. I'm gonna just go to Sac State. Nah, I'm gonna get my ass up out of Sac. That's what I'm finna do.
Sometimes it's needed.
You have to.
Man, you gotta
That
get out
change
to
the
the city,
scenery.
man. I really feel like I feel like everybody should. I feel like everybody should live outside their home city at least for a year in their life. Just at least 1 year. 'Cause I feel like a lot of people literally are born and die in their home city, and that to me is a sad life.
And that's why I feel like it breaks my heart every time I hear a story. And I'm guaranteed everybody listening to this knows somebody or knows of a story where you know like you might have like a star athlete or somebody that, you know, maybe have like an academic scholarship, then they go away and come back and then they get killed or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you got the chance to get out, but you come back because you got ties there, and then you end up at the wrong place at like the wrong time, and then your whole life gets cut short just because, you know, who you was hanging around with, or again at the wrong place at like the wrong time. And it's just, man, it's just crazy. It's sad. Again, we're not sitting here and advocating for whatever Young Dolph talked about or whatever he did, but the bottom line is that we're all human. I did want to play this clip just to see what y'all thought, really quick, just to see, and then we'll get on to the next. But in this situation, I guess people have been asking Soulja Boy to speak on it, or to, I guess, show some type of empathy, even in, I guess, the situation where they had beef. So I want to play this really quick and see what you guys think. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it saved. And here it is. Oh, no. That's DaniLeigh. Here it is. Can we get it to the end? There we go.
I know what the fuck went on. Shut up. I'm supposed to be sad and shit. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Y'all niggas lame, man. Y'all got me fucked up. Cause if that would have been me, y'all nigga would have been laughing and shit and cracking jokes, and it wouldn't have been no rest in peace, Soulja Boy. So, nigga, don't jump in my motherfucking D like that, nigga. The fuck, nigga? It don't work like that. I can see a nigga, if y'all would have squashed that shit, if y'all would have been like, man, it's all good, so we were just playing, nigga, we fuck with you. Boom, I would have been like, yo, respect, like, da-da-da-da. Y'all niggas were just telling me I'm a bitch, and y'all gonna slap me, and y'all gonna shoot me, and do this and do that. Man, ain't no motherfucking nigga, fuck that. What? Is y'all niggas stupid? Nigga, you know how this shit work, nigga. Nigga, just 2 days before that shit, you were talking about what you was gonna do to me, nigga. So now I'm supposed to be here the whole 360 80 turn, nigga. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me, because it would have been a whole party. Soulja Boy dead, ha. Nigga, fuck out of here, nigga. How about next time, stay out my motherfucking DMs and watch your motherfucking mouth? How about that, nigga? And it wouldn't have been none of this, nigga. I wouldn't have had to come on the internet and say, nigga, pussy ass, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? It don't work like that, lame ass, nigga.
All right, I think you guys get the gist of it.
So basically, it was saying that she should, like,
Show some type of
yeah,
sympathy, empathy. I know they took him off the Millennium Tour.
He definitely mad about that. He mad he lost some money over it.
Well, he said he still got paid for it. And then what was more, I guess what's out of this was he dropped a song called Stretch Something. And he said that the song had been out for months, but when they looked at the release date, it was the 17th. So they were like, why would you release this song the same time that Young Dolph got killed? And they were like, take it off. Like, you're doing too much. And he said he ain't taking it off. Basically, he
What was
said,
the song about?
stretching somebody out, killing, murder, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they were like, it's related to him because they obviously have beef. So that's why he was taken off the Millennium Tour, because they like, we don't want that smoke. We don't want anything they got to do with that. So, and for the time being, just because tension's so hot that they're like, yeah, we don't know. Same thing with Yo Gotti. I think that he beefed up security, whatever, and there, whatever. So, so what do y'all think about what he said?
I mean, it makes sense. Somebody, I feel like it's whack that he put out that song or whatever, all of that. Like, again, like I said, I don't agree with it. But obviously, if somebody talked about hurting you, killing you, or whatever, you feel how you feel about it. But again, like I said, it's just a cycle, and it, like you said, it takes the Jeezys that's willing to be like, you know what, aside from my personal feelings or whatever, you know what I'm saying, we had going on, it's bigger than me. And obviously we all know Soulja Boy is just not that person. He never has been.
No, he's not gonna let go of the beef. And I honestly don't blame him from not. If you got beef with somebody and as to that capacity and shit, and now yo op is gone, why would you be sympathetic? I'll be pissed off like him too. Like, don't be in my DMs talking about, oh, you should be upset that your op is down. Like, that's exactly how this does not work. And of course he's gonna drop the song.
Well, we know that's not how it works. We saying that we need more people to step out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at this particular time, how soon it was? If he was just talking about they were still talking shit right before, I'm still feeling type of way. Like, you was talking shit. Now you ain't talking shit no more. So I understand. So on that aspect, I understand. And dropping a song, it's marketing. It can be timing. Hey, everybody, look, check this out. Listen. Hold on.
I'm really tired of that marketing.
No. It's timing.
That's
right?
Still whack. Like, why do we keep on condoning this?
It's not. Hey.
As consumers, we condoning this. Like, it's still marketing.
It.
Like,
yes, it's marketing, because guess what everybody's been looking at?
But why do we keep condoning trash though? Like, and trash moves with the fact that it makes money. Like, all money is not good money.
Look, overall, it's entertainment.
No.
Yes, it is.
Still people's lives.
I'm talking about the music aspect. I'm talking about everything else. I'm not talking about him dying as part of the entertainment shit. I'm talking about all the follow-up shit. All the music is still entertainment. We're going to look up at people are going to look up at it. Why do you think about it. Anytime an artist dies, they blows the fuck up. Right?
That is fact.
If there's beef, people are going to look at the people's beef. People blew the fuck up with Tory Lane shit when he shot Megan.
And that's
But
what I'm
it's
saying.
trash.
It's
So
trash. And that's
it
the thing.
wasn't-
Like, I'm not
Hey,
saying,
I started
like, you
listening to him after
explaining
that,
it.
personally.
You keep explaining it like it makes it any better. I'm saying that it's still whack. I get
Right.
what happens. I'm saying it's whack. And I feel like we have to start calling shit what it is so that it can stop being normalized. Like, we need to stop normalizing bullshit within our community because it works. It works because we allow it to work.
Right. First and foremost, as far as me, Soulja Boy screams drug addict to me. Like, he's just always
No, he's
up
definitely
here.
he
he just screams rehab. I need him to go to the asylum
for
that
real.
Joker be at or something. This
Take
just
us to Arkham.
Get his shit together.
Right. I just need you to just get your shit together for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
off the internet.
He is always upset and doing too damn much, first and foremost. Secondly, from the aspect of, y'all had y'all beef. Again, I can't tell nobody how to move. If it was me personally, whether I just had beef with nigga or not, I could at least be like, nigga, rest in peace to a lost life, nigga. It is what it is. But it seems like he could have had something to do with it, which is why he got pulled. Like, this type of, like, that right there seems more like bad than just the first video. Because I seen a video of him just talking about how he didn't have nothing to do with this. Y'all got me kicked out the tube. Woo. I'm like, but then you hear this and it's like, then you got the song. I'm like, it just makes it seem like maybe you could have had something to do with it because of y'all beef, because he just said he was going to shoot you, hurt you 2 days ago, and then he show up dead. So it's like, now it's like,
And you wonder why you ain't on tour.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, to me, it kind of, it made it, I'm not even really looking at him as judging him or his character, just that, the whole thing is connecting that to me. It seemed like he may have possibly had something to do with the actual hit.
That makes sense, because then it's like if he recorded ahead of time. Say he did say like, oh, it's been out for months. Being like, no, you recorded a while ago, and then you set it up to when it happens, you're gonna drop it.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
yeah, that could definitely be.
That's what I got. That's what I got from that.
That's a decent theory.
Yeah,
could be.
I don't know. I don't know if Soulja Boy really about that. Again, he ain't the one that put a trigger for show. But again, anybody with money can pay some money to do something.
Well, after he shot that home intruder, he Big Draco, Young Draco, whatever it is.
Exactly.
I to me, this is I don't. Every bag ain't worth getting. Like, we gotta stop. Like, we gotta just get to the bag by any means. No, some bags you need to not touch that bag. This is one of those bags. If he's doing this for marketing or to pull up streams, whatever, to me it's like,
you don't need to do that.
It's just he's sensationalizing it, and to me, it's like if I got beef with somebody, if they dead, the beef's done.
Right, it's over.
There's nothing else to beef about. Now that you beefing with his people, but even if you beefing with his people, and I think what Steph said was right. We gotta start qualifying people. Soulja ain't mature enough to do what Jeezy did. Point blank simple. He's not.
We know that.
I didn't know that. So I'm not looking for him to have a kumbaya moment. But your team, and if you are responsible for people getting paid and you got businesses and whatever it is, you didn't have to say nothing.
Right. You had to say nothing.
All you had to say was, me and him wasn't cool. I'm sorry for his family. I'm going to continue making music. Or I look forward to the next date on the Millennium Tour. Like, you didn't have to even address. This is the other thing.
He just a follower talking shit, right?
On the internet,
follower talking shit.
Yeah, on the internet, you don't have to address everything.
Exactly.
You don't.
Exactly.
Maybe he felt like it because he was annoyed, but get off the internet.
That's what
Or have somebody else read through your messages for you.
Right. That's where the maturity falls.
Just say, hey, I had nothing to do with this. I feel sorry for his family. Leave it at that. You didn't have to say nothing.
You didn't have to say that if you didn't want to. You didn't have to say shit.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't have to say nothing.
He didn't say anything until somebody said something to him, right?
Exactly, but it don't matter. You still don't have to say shit. Like, you have control over yourself at the end of the day. You can say that was the thing that triggered it, but at the end of the day, you still don't have to say shit.
And being a rapper, and this
mentality.
And this needs to be addressed. There's more entertainers than people who say that they from the street. Majority of them ain't from the street. They just entertainers. So for Soulja, I take him as an entertainer. But this is not what he just did. That's not entertainment.
Right. Nothing he did is entertainment.
And what these rappers also need to realize that street credibility might get you in places where you haven't been in. But as soon as it turns on you, them white people and that white money, they gonna pull it as fast as you can even blink. Mm-hmm. They don't want that element nowhere near their establishment. They don't want no funk. They don't want no beef. They don't want no violence, because you guys already see what's going on with the Astroworld stuff, and that's not even considered violence. But you see, I guarantee you, from this point on, they're gonna be treating him totally differently.
Yep.
So he just got fined $2 billion. I mean, he just got a $2
it's something
lawsuit.
crazy.
I was like, $2 billion.
But imagine,
I think it's the entire accumulation of everybody.
It's crazy. But imagine if somebody had a show and somebody was shot at or killed at the show because of what somebody else did.
That already happened in Vegas at the Mile Bay.
There you go.
Remember when that's the big country concert?
Yeah.
And somebody opened fire from the hotel. That's already happened. But I'm saying,
I'm saying on some gang violence, like gang retaliation type shit.
Like imagine if there was and just for examples, because this didn't happen, I'm just using this as a hypothetical. YG has a show. YG has some funk. Somebody got 3-4 people get killed at that show.
Right.
No more shows for YG.
Mozzie can't do any shows out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Mozzie can't do any shows out here at all.
And that's the thing too, is that people think that artists are just doing.
He can't, because the police be shutting down all the shows.
And that's what I said. That's why I said people don't know that to do a show, you don't just get to come to a city and do a show.
Exactly.
Like, you have to go through the venue, you got to go through local police, you got to do all of that. And that's why I said with the whole Astro World, there's way more people responsible, because there's so many layers to even being able to do a show like that, permits, all that kind of stuff. Right. So if you're a Soulja Boy doing shit like this on the internet, or you know what I'm saying, an artist connected to that type of crowd, a lot of times you won't be able to do a show there. And that's one of the things that's been a hindrance, I mean, just on a regular level, for Black people being able to do events here in Sacramento, is because you don't get to just say, I want to have an R&B paint sip. You got to go somewhere and get somebody to say, oh yeah, you can have that event here. Sometimes they don't, especially with Black people, they don't want that crowd. They don't want to have nothing to do with a Black crowd. So I think that's the part that people don't realize, is that you don't get to just show up and say, I'm having this. Yeah. I'm doing this. I'm going to have a show here.
Yeah. And then on the street side, you got to check in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you don't check in, then there's funk from that.
Yep.
And you may not be able to go back whether you had a show or not.
Yep.
So it's a multi-layered thing, and the energy that he bringing, don't nobody want that energy.
Nope.
Nobody.
He really act like he's not a has man. Like, you act like you didn't have your first. I mean, your real biggest hit. Like, yeah, you could put out little TikTok songs where it could go off, but let's be honest, your biggest hit was Crank That, and that was like 06.
But Soulja, but we
03.
can't sit up here and act like he's not influential. He is influential.
And
He's a set trender. And after Kanye said what he said about him on Drink Champs, then that just boosted his ego through the roof.
And then when he just said, no. You
I
said
think
his
what people
ego.
don't realize
Gotcha.
is that we think these celebrities have so much power, but we really have the power because we make them who they are. And I feel
we
like,
are
and
the
that's
power.
why I say, as far as like us, what we condone as what we put out there and say as a community, what we're going to condone, we have the control.
Yeah.
But we
Straight
give
up.
them the control to be like, oh, it's just marketing. Yeah, because we're consuming it still.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't marketing if you do that kind of shit and people don't consume it.
Exactly. Well, because that's
it ain't gonna do no more.
that's the reason why he is considered an influencer, is because these companies that are paying him know that we're watching him. So whatever he says, they feel like that we're the audience, and that's what happened. But if we were to say, yo, that clown shit that you're doing, we ain't
We
with
don't fuck
that.
with clown shit.
Then,
It would change the whole
Dynamic.
the whole scenery of the game.
but the problem is that the people, the consumers are not us.
That's true.
We're not the consumers, so we don't have the control anymore. When an artist gets that big, we don't have any more influence on them. Well, I can say that we do have an influence because we direct the culture,
We do.
but the consumers are not us.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
we're
like
not
the
we
majority.
we
Our
we
age
direct
group ain't
we
enough.
direct where people should be buying, but then we don't do the buying.
Right.
Because once they're mainstream, now you're white, Asian, Mexican, Indian, and those are majority of the people that are go. Because once they're considered mainstream, the majority of us are like, oh, now you mainstream, like you're too big. Like we like our artists kind of like to ourselves a little bit. And even when they do get mainstream, like a Drake or whatever, we still consume it. But obviously now even Drake is on a bigger scale where he's
If
catering
black
to
people
everybody.
stop buying his music
be
today, he'll be cool.
He'll be yeah.
And that's true.
I mean, we really hardly ever buy any music anyway.
But again, that's why I respect artists that still stay true to the community.
Yeah.
Even though they're mainstream, because they don't have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why if I don't have respect for people that
Right.
don't stay true to the community once they
Yeah.
don't have to. We the ones who put you on. 'Cause that you
i.e.
wouldn't have been mainstream without us.
I.e. Black Eyed Peas.
Come on.
It's a
There's-
lie.
Okay, so there's really two sides to the coin of that when it comes to staying true to the community and shit. It's okay to stay true to the community when you are Drake level, Drake type, not involved in any bullshit. But to continue on if you're involved in hood shit.
No, I mean as far as like what you put out. You know what I'm saying? If what you're putting out I feel like if it's detrimental to the community. You feel what I'm saying? Like the messaging that you send, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel that's what I mean as far as like staying true to the community. Not necessarily staying in the streets, but you know what I'm saying? Like again, he could say what he want because he's mainstream. That's what we're saying, right? Mm-hmm. But what he's saying is detrimental to the community. Mm-hmm. You should still care about how what you do affects your community, just even though you're mainstream and maybe necessarily the community can't stop your bag. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean.
Wow.
I can agree with that. Yep. That was a lot to take in, but I can agree with it. Because Photo B is digesting right now. You agree with that or no?
Take it in.
Yes and no.
And no.
The reason why I don't agree is because some people it's difficult for people to get out of a certain pocket, a certain niche because of they know where their base is from. And so they still cater to that base because they can't transfer over yet. Imagine Chief Keef transferring over on some
Going mainstream. Okay.
going mainstream.
But
That
this is
drill
my
shit
thing.
is not going to work.
But no, I mean even
Mainstream.
But even still, what I'm saying as far as how you move, how you do business, how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you get mainstream and stop fucking with the black community, you feel what I'm saying? You came up on all these black producers. Look at the Justin Timberlake. You came up, your whole career was off of black producers.
Okay.
That's a whole different.
That's what
I just mean as far as staying true to the community that put you on.
Here's a perfect example, and then we'll get on to the question of the day. So, Ye is a perfect example.
Yep.
Yeah.
Backpacker, conscious rap. That's how he came into the game. That's what made him famous. Rockefeller, et cetera, Then he transitioned over. Now, in the latest Drink Champs, and we didn't talk about this last episode, but on there, he said, this is what he said. He said, I was never a backpacker. I was faking the whole time. That's fuck shit. Mm-hmm. You were acting as if you were from a certain community. They elevated you. You got bigger. And then later on, you said that community that had supported me from day one, I was never one of them.
And then further than that, look at his stances, his everything he puts out, all of that kind of stuff. That's clearly detrimental to the black community.
And that's the second layer. Was not only were you disloyal to your base?
Yeah.
You conned us. Then we were bamboozled because of the things you were saying. We thought that again, it was like a 180. But really now what we're hearing is that's how you may have felt the whole time.
All right, that's how you really was.
Exactly.
So that's why I think that's what Steph's saying. She's saying getting supported by a community, getting to a certain standpoint, and then shitting on that community that supported you.
Make America great again. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay.
And that's why Ye
from Bush hates black people to
George
make
Bush
America great again. Like, how that happen?
You feel me? So it's just kind of like that's what I mean as
Like,
far
how that
as
happen?
like
I'm just trying to figure it out.
and that's why Ye, I can't fuck with him.
me neither.
I've been off the Ye chain, bro. I ain't listened to Ye since probably late registration.
That's why I can't fuck with him. I can respect his talent. I can respect his freedom to speech and all of that other stuff. But as far as on an individual basis,
Yeah, he a sucker.
Ye don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
and you know what?
Because of what we said, he's mainstream and he does not have to, and that's what I mean. That's
He's worth so much
black.
money now. He don't care.
To abandon.
He could
his
stop
own
doing music
standard now.
and still be
And
fine.
he
He's
knows,
his own standard now.
and they know, and I think I think he's had conversations with the Republicans or the conservatives. He knows that black people are always forgiving, so it is very much easy to get our forgiveness than it is to get forgiveness from them. So I would rather be on that side, and if I make y'all mad, I'll come back later to y'all. Because after that Drink Champs, Noah even said, he said, I made people love Ye again. And there are some people that are like, okay, now I understand where Ye's come from, and he's smart and whatever. And I'm like, well, y'all listening between the lines?
Nope.
I said, because I was.
Nope.
And did he make some good points? Sure. But he also put his foot in his mouth a lot on that interview.
That's every interview he ever makes. It ain't like he's not smart.
It's a mixed bag, yeah.
Exactly. It ain't that he's not smart. Just like with people like Kevin says, like at the end of the day, it ain't that they're not saying right things or they're not smart enough to. It's just that the whole package as a whole is not right for me.
Exactly.
Again, I'm like, I don't want somebody that's gonna be giving me whatever advice and they spicy. And they out here, I don't need all that attitude.
Yeah.
I don't need all that extra. Like, if I wanted that, I'll just talk to my wife. Like, I don't, like,
Yes.
I'm just saying, like,
No, I got you.
I don't have time for that. Like, you can have all the gyms you want, but I'm a grown man. I need you to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
You gotta look at the full picture. And like I said, I respect artists that are mainstream and still actually care about the community.
Yeah.
And not just give back to the community as far as coming back monetarily, but the tone that they're setting for the culture matters still. And
Exactly.
again, like you said, when you're big enough to where the community can't cut you off anymore, that's when it matters. Like with Beyonce, like, when she started out doing the BET Awards and the Image Awards and all that kind of stuff, she's on another level now. You feel what I'm saying? So she don't have to put out the type of music that she put out for the community.
She's still mindful of the culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
And she don't have to.
She doesn't have to.
But she came back. She did come back to the BET
No,
Awards.
you know what? No, that is one thing.
And I respected her for that because that was one thing I said. I hate when we get on and we stop coming to the black shit.
Yeah.
Because now we, you know what I'm saying? We big at the Grammys and the this and the that. But I did respect when she came. I was like, okay.
That is one thing I do respect about Hov and B is that they are very mindful of how they represent the culture because they understand they're in a space of leadership. B is a trendsetter, Hov's a trendsetter,
Honestly, if I'm at that level to where I'm getting that level type of shit, I'll be fine to go to BET. Yeah. I'm already one.
Knowing what I know because I think because we got in the mindset of the way that our artists were treating the BET Awards, like it's kind of like you go there to get your accolades until you start getting recognized by the whites.
Yeah.
I think we started looking at the EBT Awards and calling it like that's the mindset we had towards it because all our biggest stars stopped going. So we start looking at it, looking down on. I'm like, why do we look at it like that?
Well, and then what's funny, but then we were boycotting the Emmys and the Oscars and the Grammys and stuff like that.
Grammys so white, but we talk down on our own shit or don't show up to our own shit.
Right.
Yeah.
We want to watch
Soul
the
Train
BET
Awards, you don't go. BET Awards, you don't go. So it's like people say, oh, why don't we have our own award show? We do. even though whoever owns BET is not black. But
if your biggest artists aren't showing up,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. Remember, around that time, that's when people start, opening their eyes to what BET was and shit. And we was like, this ain't it.
But it could be.
It could be, but
No,
we
I know
don't,
what you're saying.
we don't have the full control over it anymore like that.
Well-
a whole regime change has to happen for BET to be like that. However, it's still going to be looked like
Well,
that.
I don't know. I
Because-
don't know who's in control of BET, but I think one thing that we have to realize as black people is that there's like, because even in the hair care industry, people be like, it's not black owned anymore, but the whole entire team is black.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that we never can accept is when it's not funded fully by black people, but the whole entire team is black. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we won't support because
That's a good point.
It's funded by whites.
That's a good point.
So,
But I don't know the makeup of BET.
No, but I think
there's
that's a good point.
a lot of our mainstream, like Essence Magazine or whatever. At the end of the day, the team is black. So if you're not supporting because there's white dollars involved, you still taking your support away from black people.
Yeah.
here's another thing when it comes to BET. BET Awards is pretty much just us, right? We're going against. I don't want to say going against, but we are showcasing us and putting ourselves to see who's better than ourselves within the community. Right. Once you start getting to the Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, all those, you are now getting with the rest of everybody else. Right. So now we already know
copies of us anyway.
Right. But I understand what B's saying.
I get what you're saying, but we have to get out of the mindset of we've made it once we get to they shit.
Yeah, because we want we think it's validation.
We do,
but
it is.
It's
but
not.
Yes, the hell it is.
It is because we
yes,
make it.
the hell
that.
it is.
Well,
we
yes,
make
the hell
it.
it is.
well,
what makes it validation?
Well,
No.
hold on.
It's not validation because you always, honestly, a lot of times we're better, but you always qualified to be there. They just didn't want you there. That's why it doesn't mean anything. It means the whites are willing to accept you now. So what is the validation in that?
Well,
because
and
you
then-
always
my
deserve
question,
to be
exactly,
there.
I'm like-
And then
You
what
always had the talent to be there. They just didn't allow you to be there. But now when we get to be there, all of a sudden we feel gracious. Why? You
Well-
always deserve to be there.
And then what did you have to do to qualify to get there?
Come on.
Come on.
I just don't
Honestly,
understand that.
No,
I'm not here for white validation.
You
No,
guys
I don't give a
both,
fuck about
you
none of
guys
that shit.
you guys both have good points because I think what Photo B was trying to say is it's kind of like this. It's like when you go to, like, if you were to play sports at a HBCU, right? And you're playing other black colleges, right? You do want to, like, at some point you probably wonder, like, am I good enough to be on a Division I where I'm facing Alabama, I'm facing these other big colleges, and am I good enough to compete with everybody?
Well,
no,
it
hold
ain't the
yo,
same, though, but
no,
I feel what you're
no,
saying.
no,
It's
no,
a comparison,
I'm just,
but I don't feel like it's the
There's
same
no
because we talking about
comparison.
music. You can't tell me I can't sing or rap better than anybody that's getting a Grammy. Like, you know what I mean?
But
As far as
even with
whatever
that
case is.
example, before we were allowed to play at white schools.
No, I know.
we were the best around.
I'm
the only
hearing
reason
what
they let us play there was because they're like, if we let them play against us, we're gonna lose.
Trust
but if
me.
we let the best of the best come here, then we could be the best.
I totally
They took the cream of the crop, and that's why I don't agree with white validation. Is because they take the cream of the crop, only a few, and they make it seem like the few that made it, we all need to aspire to that.
Totally agree with you. What I'm just saying is that I think the other coin of that argument is that you can't argue that getting a Grammy does not validate your career in some shape, form, or fashion, because at that point, and we also got to validate this, that a lot of that stuff is paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
know that.
that is lobbied for, whatever. So it's not even sometimes who's the most talented. It's just who kissed ass the whole year or who paid the most money for it. But when you look at an album and you see Grammy Award winning or Emmy Award winning or Oscar Award winning, then it does put some type of prestige. And as far as your career trajectory goes up after that.
Oh,
But
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the mindset towards feeling like
Right.
I'm now validated because I'm there. You always, trust me, we've always had the talent to be in them spaces, or
Yeah.
that's why they start letting us in because they're
Right.
like,
That's
damn,
what
we
I'm
can
saying,
no
too.
longer deny these niggas. If you can't beat them,
Exactly.
join them.
Exactly.
And so I think that, our mindset towards it, and that's why I said I respect artists like Beyonce that get to that level. They play the game, they get to where they have to go, but they still stay true
And
to
come
their
back.
community. They use that to still stay true and to uplift their community. And
Absolutely.
everybody don't do that.
So here's what we should have done. Instead of trying to actually join the Grammys, instead of trying to join the Oscars, let them join our shit.
no,
They won't. It ain't gonna work.
no,
Why not?
Because they have the control.
no.
You really think that goddamn Billie Eilish gives a damn about winning a BET award.
I'm not talking about making the actual, just like, BET Awards open everybody else, right? Something big that include everybody that we run. And like the actual, I would say Black Grammys.
Well, I think it wouldn't. I just think it wouldn't work the same because white people wouldn't care about.
No, they don't.
Because
You know what I mean?
again,
it wouldn't work. Just
Okay,
just like racism don't work that way around.
okay,
Like
so-
you don't care enough about me.
So
here, look,
so
you got,
listen,
again, you
listen,
gotta know
listen.
how to game the system.
Well, hold on.
Listen,
I agree.
you see I'm
listen,
going,
I
right?
agree with what you're saying, but I'm gonna help you out. Black people should have created their own award show for our culture and taking back our culture, R&B, country music, hip hop, whatever. Everything that we have created, we should have came together as a collective and come together, put money together, whatever, and created a gold standard for our award show.
Yeah.
Don't leave it to BET. Don't leave it to Soul Train Awards, even though I love Soul Train Awards. It should have been a gold standard for us because even on the BET, like when you go to the red carpet for the Oscars or Grammys, it's like the dresses and this and this and that. BET is like, it's just kind of just BET. But no, we should have said, no, we're going to build an award show
Like a
by
black-
us,
like black, white
for
type-
us,
type.
and everything, all the music and all the culture, we have all created anyway. So that to me would have then said, okay, now we're going to finally give accolades to us, to our culture, to what we've done. Because a lot of times, I mean, how many times have you looked at an award and seen like, oh, they actually deserve that award? It's maybe been like one or two. I know Nas just got his first Grammy. And that is
got like 4.
crazy.
And you know what? And I think that's the thing that's funny to me is that our artists can do all that they do and be as influential as they are, but people that will use that to discredit them, like Nicki Minaj, like that Nicki ain't got no Grammy. And I'm like, you really gonna discount everything she did for female rap because she didn't get validated by the white folk? That's crazy to me.
Trash.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that, like I said, it's the mindset for me. I'm not saying that it doesn't hold weight.
Right.
I'm saying it's
That's how I feel about awards and stuff, just in general. Like people, LeBron don't have no defensive play, but you don't think he could have won defensive player of the year at least once? You don't think he could have won MVP at least 2-3 more times? Like all because they don't win the award don't mean that they don't deserve the award. A lot of times it is a popularity thing. It's so many other factors on why people win awards. So it's like you gotta take, to me, like I gotta take awards with like a grain of salt because it's not always necessarily evident of that player.
or sometimes it's the best of the best. Like
right.
everybody, there's other competition that was good too. That don't mean you was bad.
Right.
That means you didn't win the award.
Right.
It's just the part of this argument is in the middle of it. All that sounds good, and I agree with what y'all saying. It's just, unfortunately, when you get 15, 20 years down the line, if somebody would look at a list and see, oh, so what was the best album in 2022? They're not going to be like, oh, well, what other factors did this go into this person getting a Grammy? They're going to just say, oh, let me go listen to that album and see why, you know what I mean? And the same thing with like MVP. Like if you look at MVP, like the example you said, like Steve Nash won it twice in like, I think it was the early 2000s.
Right. And both of those years, they thought it should have been Kobe or anybody else.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's
But
like,
when you look at the record, that conversation's not going to come up. It's not going to say Steve Nash with the asterisk, but it should have been Kobe. It's going to say Steve Nash.
It won't. But if you say Steve Nash won it back, somebody gonna be like, well, shit. Kobe was way better than him. That you don't know why he won it anyway.
Not if we not around.
But I'm saying, like, if you say something like that,
You know what I mean?
You know, again, we
And
talking about
I think that's the thing that I be trying to tell people about LeBron when they be like, oh, everybody's only gonna remember. No, they're not.
Right.
No, they're not. Because it's a lot of things that probably should have been remembered about Jordan that don't nobody talk about no more. We only talk about the highlights.
In the championship.
Right.
That's it.
So it's like at the end of the day, the niggas are great. Nobody's gonna talk about all this side shit that we talking about. Him leaving. Nobody's gonna talk about that shit. Nobody.
no one's gonna care eventually.
It's gonna be the
you know,
highlights.
again, like that's
Which
the
is
thing.
true.
You
So
know,
you're right.
it's
Yeah, I be talking to my dad about players or music and stuff. He be telling me about all these people and all these stories.
and you like who are these people?
Like,
But
okay.
to him, you can't tell him that they ain't the best.
I
there ever
know,
was.
but we'll see.
You know
And I
what I'm
think
saying?
our age group, we have to realize. I think we're so influential that it's hard for us to think of a time where we're not, and it's already starting.
Yeah.
Like people are already saying. I remember you posted on your page, and I saw hella people saying like, "Oh, I need to add more music to my playlist because all I listen to is older
shit,
music."
yep.
And it's like that's the transition that we're getting into is all this newer music. We may not like it, but we're not the
We're not.
market.
It ain't
I'm
for us,
like,
right.
bro, you're not the target audience anymore. And I think we really are, since we feel so young and we still feel so connected because we are, because of social media, you not the target audience is 18 to what, 25?
Probably,
that's usually always the target audience for for anything pop culture.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 18. You're not in that.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked that you don't like it. Like when people were saying they didn't like the new Space Jam. You're not it wasn't for you.
It wasn't for you.
It was for the kids of this era.
Right.
It was for the kids of this era, and you not
And,
one.
and my kids loved it. So if they loved it, I loved it.
So that's why I said it's not target. You're not the target audience. We the aunties and the uncles at the barbecue.
And I hate when we do that.
And then what it is, a lot of us is really stuck in that. A lot of us is just like I feel about niggas who like Jordan or like people are usually stuck in their way of how they think. Like, there ain't no way that anything new could be better than the old. Like, nah, that's why it's called an upgrade.
Honestly, it don't even have to be better. It's just a new era. I think that's the part too. Like how I feel about this R&B now. I feel like you got the 90s, and then like you said, it transitioned into
like
the 2000s, the Dream, Jay Holiday, all of that. And I felt like it was a good transition. This transition, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it that much. But at the end of the day, I have to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm not in that same age gap I was with the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Honestly, we're in a position to pretty much be exactly how our parents and our elders were when they had to deal with the transition.
Right.
Because they're doing the same thing. It's like, what is this new music?
What is this?
What is this? What is this? Now that's us. Now
That's us now.
Yeah. So we don't know the transition that they had to deal with. We just understand the transition that we're dealing with. I'm pretty sure it's the same
It is.
thing.
It is.
It's the same
Life
thing.
is a big cycle. Life is a big cycle. Again, your parents take care of you, and then they get old, you take care of them, and then your kids take care of you, and it's a vicious cycle.
It's a crazy cycle. But I do gotta admit though, there's nothing like timeless music. There's music that will just stay.
Facts.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I
I
don't
think-
give a damn what's going on. If Cassie, me, you come on, I'm dancing and I'm gonna be feeling it, and I don't care because that is my shit.
I feel like that's the 90s era, and I feel like
It
those are timeless. I don't know if this era of R&B is going to be timeless. We shall see.
I think there's always gonna be timeless songs. Like there's going to be songs that are going to be timeless. But like will it be like a SWV? Will it be like a Michael Jackson? Will it be like somebody that just they music gonna hit in 2038? I don't know.
I think
You know what I mean?
if
But-
I had
or
to pick a
whatever.
song that I feel like it's going to be timeless from this era, it's going to be LMA Boot Up.
Yeah, we have to again
Buddha
that
might-
same
Buddha don't make
conversation.
it.
That same conversation about age. We have to realize that even in that conversation of timeless music, it's timeless to them.
Right.
It may not be timeless to us because
That's true.
again, like
Timeless is Usher.
yeah, like that. So Usher,
definitely
Usher Confessions will always be nostalgic because we were in a time where it was relevant to us.
Right.
If anybody before or anybody after
But
listens to
see, that to me, that's not timeless, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about music that other generations go back to and still like you got that Motown pocket. Everybody like, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, on a general consensus, no matter how old it is, that Motown pocket is
Michael
timeless because
Jackson,
there's other
period. Right.
generations that's have
I got
fallen
what
in
you're
love with
saying.
that music. That's what I mean.
Bro, there's
No, I
a
got what you're
6-year-old
saying. I
kid
got
right
what
now that
you're
loves Michael Jackson. 6-year-old kid right now that loves Michael Jackson. I'm
No,
like,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
You're
that's
right.
what I
You know
mean
what
by
I
And you know what?
timeless.
And there's two because and maybe I'm mixing nostalgic and timeless together.
Right.
Because
That's
I think
it.
that's different. You're right.
There's
Because
always nostalgia to
timeless is that will transcend all generations.
All
Period.
generations
Like-
become like, ooh, I like that.
like,
period. That you can show your son,
Yeah,
a
and
Michael
they'll
Jackson
like-
song, and they're gonna be like,
right.
baby.
That's
see,
true.
But nostalgic is to that generation
To that
where you hear it
generation.
and it's
Yeah,
relevant
yeah,
to a
yeah,
time
yeah.
in your life that you remember.
See, because so I can't say Boot Up wouldn't be timeless because if I let like my dad or somebody listen to that,
you don't like Buddha?
I don't think. I mean, it wouldn't hit. No, I don't think so.
and,
If
and that's the thing I be saying
Mama
about
like that
this.
song. She used to be.
Well, I'm sure she would like it, but what I'm saying is like,
Right.
would you then add, like would an older
Go
person
listen to
then
all
go
her
listen
music.
to it or add it to a playlist? Probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think we're kind of. I don't know, man. I think we're kind of out of that age. I think that because music is now digital and you can create it so fast and like you don't have to like sit with the album like how you used to. Before you would buy a CD, you would look at the album art, you would have the disc. You would like listen to the album over and over and over again. Now I can go on YouTube Music, Apple Music, whatever, and I have so many varieties, so many choices that your time span is like shortened. Where like I listened to the Summer Walker album maybe for like a week, and I'm probably not going to listen to it too much later than that.
Do you guys think that's
It's
the
a
reason why a
few.
lot of people feel like a lot of artists back in the day are better just because they're actually just used to it more? They had no other option. They had less competition.
They
to listen
put
to.
more into their craft.
They had to, and it wasn't. And
And it was more appreciated because I think even Kendrick said this. He said, like, I think he said he was close to retiring because he said, you guys don't appreciate my music. And I get it. As an artist, if you put all that time and work into it and it doesn't feel like that it's been received or you didn't listen to the lyrics or you didn't really get it, it's like, well, why am I doing this then?
Yeah, this is Tiana Taylor's farewell tour. She's retiring for that reason. Like, I put in so much heart and blood, sweat, and tears into this.
People move on too
and
quickly.
it's just not. It's not giving what it's supposed to.
Not only do they move on, but they expect more from you. Because, like, I know within the other community that I'm in with reading, like, books and stuff with Kindle Unlimited now, man, you'll see, like, a book will be done came out, like, a week ago, and people already be like, when the next installment. And I'm like, back in the day, it used to be, like, damn near a year before you got another book from. But people are so used to getting shit so quick. They're like, that was good. Next, what's up?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, they in your,
Even
and
like
they don't
people-
respect the creative
Nah,
process.
that's real. People don't even be think about it. People be mad they can't binge watch everything. Like, I gotta wait a whole
people
week.
don't even want to watch
Like,
episodes.
bruh,
They're like, I just wait because I want to be able to watch it all at once.
People literally don't even want to watch new TV shows because they can't watch it all at once. I'm like, damn, like, what happened to wanting to wait?
I want a show that got at least
anticipation?
5 seasons.
For what? What's wrong with just enjoying something? Looking forward to the next show.
I think our consumption
Y'all
habits have definitely changed how we.
Y'all old.
Oh, you don't even remember the timing for that, huh?
I remember the time.
But you know what?
I like this shit.
I literally just watched.
No, I ain't saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I'm like, I don't mind it. I don't mind the fact that I had to. There's certain shows I had to wait a week.
It don't, but it don't hit the same
Like,
because I just literally watched the new season of Big Mouth on Netflix, and I watched the whole thing at once. And I was sitting there, and I was all of a sudden
forgot about
the Thanksgiving episode came on, and the Christmas episode, and I'm like, why they doing? I'm like, oh, if I would have been watching this as a regular show, it would have been Thanksgiving when this episode came out.
Right.
It'd have been, and I was like, why did they do a Christmas episode? Because they still do it as a regular season. You just sitting there watching it in one day.
Right.
Yeah.
2 hours, got it.
I think as a culture we've missed the benefits of anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some
We're
benefits
spoiled.
because we kind of when we binge watch, we kind of don't give time to let it settle what happened in the last episode,
And then
we
build
don't
up.
really remember
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
Right, and it's like we forget. You can watch the whole season and still not know certain people's names.
Exactly.
You also watch it, and sometimes you end up forgetting what just happened because you're just constantly watching it.
And you doing other shit too.
Your series ended up being like a
exactly.
long ass movie. that you
I
just
like
sit
the
down
to
and
be
watch.
continues and the cliffhangers. You know, builds up some
Yeah.
anticipation a little bit.
I mean, honestly, I think Netflix is getting on it. Almost everybody else is already on it.
And Disney Plus they're going back to weekly.
Disney Plus has been doing it with the Marvel stuff. Netflix
Right.
has the show that's coming that just dropped. They're doing it episode by
I think
episode.
it's more beneficial for them to drag it,
It
out
is.
because
It is.
you don't have to put out as much content
Well, here's the thing.
so fast.
Well, you stay longer on the application too.
Right.
Right.
Netflix was fine when they didn't have any competition. So they could do that. It was like, oh, it's on here, it's on here, it's on here. And also does too, it still allows people to be able to go back. It allows people to watch it at their own pace. They can watch it however they want to. They can still build up about it. Hey, did you watch it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't have to miss any episodes. I can go back and watch everything here.
Yeah.
I can catch up to you real quick.
Yeah.
I could beat you if I wanted to. I got time today.
I
You know?
think too the internet makes it to where like because there's certain shows that I don't be ready to watch yet, but I watch it because everybody's already talking about it on the internet, and then it's like, damn, I already know what happened in episode 4,
And that is
so let me hurry up and watch it before it gets spoiled.
That's the main.
Again.
That's the main issue is that people,
Yes.
people
People
are
ruin
too
it.
quick.
People
are
ruin it
too
for us,
quick. Like
'cause
we just
again-
watched it, and you want to go ahead and start talking
Right.
about it. Like it just came
Bro, that's
out.
with everything, movies and everything. So I'm like, I guarantee somebody is online right now talking about, man, King Richard, man, when they had that,
I already telling
can
them
people watch it,
Can't
please?
stand that
give
shit.
niggas
Like,
a couple at least a
can we-
week. Damn.
No, I can't stand
Come
it
on,
because
give us
niggas be
couple-
like, they be like, oh, well, it's been 24 hours. If you ain't watched it yet, then too bad.
Like, come on now, get out of here.
Hey, that's why I had to go watch Endgame ASAP because I'd be damned if somebody was going to spoil Endgame for me.
Man,
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen,
Damn.
I shouldn't have that type of pressure. You feel what I'm saying? What happened to a day has been like, you seen this movie yet? Nah. Next day you see him at school. You don't call him. Next day you see him at school. Hey, have you seen that movie yet? Nah. Man,
Now
everything
it's
is
on the
instant.
internet.
Everything is instant. Everything is
I
right
do
here,
that all the
right
time.
now,
Like, let
bruh.
me watch Insecure because they already
Bruh.
telling everything that done happened
Well,
in the
shit.
episode.
I was planning on maybe watching it. Then I saw people posting pictures of Lawrence and the baby and talking about. I'm just like, Look, man, I already know what the whole episode about, and I didn't even watch it.
Hey, speaking of Insecure, my homegirl's
my
on there.
God.
Shout out Ayana.
Damn.
Come on now, shout out Ayana. Yeah,
Shout her out. Shout her out. All right, man. I don't know how we got into that pocket.
bruh.
A long time.
Yeah, we're talking about
Listen,
I don't know how do we.
we're talking about Soulja.
We went from
the
talking about
community.
Young Dolph to
Right.
the Emmys
Jeez. Hey, this went
to
to-
Well, we gon-
consumption.
If we're gonna skip anything, we sure could skip Kyle Rittenhouse.
yeah,
I really
we-
don't want to talk about him.
Okay, y'all don't want to talk about it.
No, I want to talk
Okay,
about DaniLeigh.
for those that are listening, nobody was surprised on the podcast.
None. As
We
soon as
knew
they
what was
dropped the
going to
gun
happen.
charges- as soon as they
We
got the
knew
gun
he was going. That all charges were going to get acquitted and chalk up another one for white supremacy. Moving on to the
trash
next
as
topic.
fuck.
Moving on. We ain't gonna give them our energy.
Not even a little bit.
All right. Internet wins again. Hold on, I gotta get my horn ready. Hold on, man.
Get the horn ready.
Internet wins again. Oh, come on, man.
Oh man.
Come on, man.
Hey, do it again.
There we go. Okay,
There
now
we
we
go.
now
Do
we
it again.
We got action.
Internet
Internet
wins
wins
again.
again.
There we go.
Where we talk about the hottest internet topics. Right now, we are going to get into Dababy and DaniLeigh. We're going to kick it over to Steph because she got all the tea. This one is like, this has been brewing for like at least a year.
If y'all watch, if you go back and watch our Yellow Bone versus Brown Skin
Yes.
episode, that's where we talked about
This is
initially
where it started.
where DaniLeigh got into it with the baby's other baby mama. All these the baby mama,
Somebody-
the baby mama.
Somebody said,
Second baby mama.
somebody said that, what was it? They said that DMX, he predicted all this.
The baby.
The mama. All of this.
The drama.
That's literally what it is. But initially they got into it because, I mean, of course you have the baby mama drama, but she actually dropped that song, Yellow Bone. Yellow Bone is what he wants. And then it was the back and forth of, her acting like, she was better than his other baby mama. And it was a shot at her and all of that because of her skin tone or whatever. She chalked it up to being a song just celebrating her light skin. I feel like in that episode, we let y'all know that's not what it was. It was about validation of a man and feeling like, And you said it in that episode, the baby validated her and charged her up. And now we are here today. She got pregnant by him, had a baby. Apparently, from what she says, that he left her once she got pregnant, but then once she had the baby,
Trash.
came back and she's been living with him in his condo. And he just came in one night and said, "You gotta go." She claims he said that she had to go because she had a Plan B
Plan B
pill
yeah.
sent to the house. That's what she's saying of why he wanted her out, because apparently he's reckless and trying to have another child or do whatever he doing, and he didn't
She's
appreciate
like,
the fact
no.
that she was trying to stop that. Although I will say Plan B is not birth control, but do what you got to do. You never know what's gonna happen. But he went live.
Damn.
He went live, and when he went live mid. The altercation was already started when he went live, but she was aggressive towards him. He was basically saying she got to go, she won't leave. He had called the police on her, and
Calling her
initially, I believe
cuckoo.
when the
The
police,
assistant called the police.
the assistant, I thought he called. Okay, so the assistant.
He had the assistant call.
So basically, he was on live because he was trying to say, she not finna try to ruin me.
We gonna play it.
Yeah, go ahead and play the clip.
Yeah, play the clip.
Hold on. We gonna play it. And it's longer than this clip, so if y'all want to y'all gonna have to go listen to it because it's like
To yourself,
like
yeah.
over an hour.
haven't been together.
We haven't been together.
Okay, Jonathan. We haven't been together.
You not. You don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, this is so funny.
That's what
This
I'm
is
saying. Yeah.
Oh my God, how you gonna go
This what you
live
dealing with.
in
You
the room right
You
now?
dealing with a
right
real
there
nigga.
talking
Just not.
about
Hey,
me.
listen.
Like as if I'm not gonna come out here and talk.
I'm gonna let y'all see what's going on. Like this is my reality.
You're such a cap ass man.
This is my reality.
This
So
is
look.
such a cap ass man. He wants to fuck me and fuck his baby mother and fuck all these Charlotte hoes and fuck all this shit. And me, I'll be okay with that, guys. And me come back and live
Can you
here
stop
and
touching
stay
me?
in
Can
this
you stop
fucking
touching
house
me?
with our child.
I don't want you to stay. I've been begging
Okay,
you to
yeah, I
leave.
know you tried
and
to kick me out
This one of them
yesterday at 3 in the
real.
morning
This
for
one of them
whatever the fuck
real.
reason.
This one of them real movies,
Yeah.
man. Y'all look.
Look at
Tune
that.
in and see what we dealing with. Like.
For sure.
Shawty really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
really
In real life.
If
It
I'm
ain't.
talking for myself,
I'm not
defending
going.
myself. I
Come
fucking
get
sink
this
in your
girl.
bathrooms.
Bro, hey, look, bro. This
Part of my pregnancy, you weren't a part of my pregnancy. You don't need to tell nobody nothing. The fuck?
See, she don't want me to put out her real business, what her and her family got going on. That's the real
cool.
issue.
That's not nothing to do with us.
This girl got a real,
That has nothing to do with us.
a real Matilda story type shit going on, that I tried to save my child from.
Save your child.
She got to save her face, her family got to save her face. My family's not in the industry. Me being in the industry, that take care of my family. Her parents know she's my side bitch. Everybody knows she's a side bitch. Take whatever come with that, full responsibility. But Shawty is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Shawty is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And Shawty is not my girl. Ain't never been my girl. Is my side bitch.
It's your what?
My
It's
side
your
bitch.
what?
Shawty is a certified side bitch.
I can tell you was saying that just to get a reaction out of her.
Shawty is a certified side bitch.
up.
Just trying to act like she ain't. No, let's take it there.
Talking about side
Her parents know she my side bitch. Everybody knows she's a side bitch. She don't want y'all to know she a side bitch. She got to save her face. She got to crash all the way out. Call them folks. Save me. Help.
Y'all big homie dead. I supposed to be.
So yeah, basically that's what went down. And of course, it's the backlash. Everybody's saying that's what she get. This is what happens when
You fuck with a trash ass nigga.
yeah.
Or when you make a song that says yellow bone, that's what he want.
Listen, he want all the yellow bones. He don't just want your yellow
He want-
ass.
he want everybody.
He want every yellow bone he can get, stupid.
I think this really, to me, what it did was it really solidified a lot of the stuff that we was already saying in the last episode of, saying that, because you were saying, I feel like it's weird that the baby ain't getting no backlash when he's the one that gave it a red light. And that's literally what it was when everybody was trying to be like, no, she just wanted to do a song, no. We not stupid. Read between the lines sometimes.
I have still not heard that song.
I haven't either. I didn't need to.
Like,
I don't want to.
I still have never
I
heard that
we
song
said
before.
want to listen to that song.
I mean, hopefully she's, hopefully she still got her money right from that Chris Brown song. You feel me? I don't know how her album or EP went from that, but
First of all, hopefully the real baby is okay.
Right.
The baby.
The baby.
Not
Facts.
the
The
baby. The
Yes.
baby
The little one.
is okay and is in a good, safe situation. Let's
Right.
just say that first and
that part.
foremost.
That part.
I just feel like he was trash. Like,
Yeah.
regardless of how I feel about her, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that was just so trash. I don't know.
Which
like,
part?
again, everything.
Exactly.
I don't feel like, I no matter, I get if there's an altercation, whatever, people got to leave, whatever it is. But I feel like the going live,
Trash.
you know what I'm saying, putting her business on Front Street about her family
Trash.
and just, you know what I'm saying, like really just going out of your way to embarrass her. At the end of the day, that's still the mother of your child. And at the end of the day, I don't care when you have kids with somebody, your kids still got to go back and watch this video of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
for what?
Exactly.
That's the part to me that's trash. As a parent,
Yeah.
Man,
that's
that
just
part.
whack.
And that cuckoo line, it just really bothers me because a lot of misogynistic men do this where they try to make the girl look crazy. Like
Gaslighting.
you, right? Like you
Very
sit here,
much
you
so.
really sit here and think that you did all this stuff for me. We did all this stuff. I'm in your house. You got me pregnant. I'm letting you do all this stuff for me or whatever. And now you want to tell me that I was just a side piece? You want to try to act like you wasn't really fucking with me for real the
You
hard
could
way?
tell he was.
Come on now,
he
like
was
stop playing with me. I'm
antagonizing her at
like,
that point.
exactly. I'm like, you could tell he was trying to hurt you. He was being a bitch. And I just hate niggas doing bitch shit.
Well, and the argument online was because there was another part of the video where she was in bed and I think she was feeding the baby.
Yeah.
The
That was the
baby.
first video I seen.
The
Yeah.
baby. And the argument was, why did not she leave and just leave the baby with the baby?
Why would I do that? I mean,
Well, because
Hey,
they were saying, because the argument one side was she wasn't going to leave because she has the baby.
I'm not leaving my baby with you.
And then the other argument was, well, she could have left and left the baby with the baby.
That's how-
So they were like, it was kind of split. Like,
Yeah, nah.
like why did she stay when he'd been trying to get her out of the house for hours. So I'm not making a stance here. I'm just saying that on the internet that was the argument.
The argument, she could have left with the baby, but the fact of her leaving and leaving the kid with the baby, I feel like that was going.
The other argument was that she was in Charlotte and she had no family out there.
Nigga, I mean, and then that thing again, you want me to sit here and leave at 3 a.m. with my newborn baby to get a hotel? Why?
This is a different level of shit because she can afford to do that.
It ain't about being able to afford it.
It's not like she's some regular chick who's having an issue being able to pay for it. She could do that.
It ain't about being able to pay for it. It's a principle. Why are you kicking me and your child out at 3 a.m. in the morning? You could have waited. Like whatever issue you had, you could have. But you know
and
what?
And as a man, in the morning, I would expect for a man to leave the situation.
Bro, ain't no way I'm finna sit here and kick out my girl, and my baby mama. Ain't no way.
So just to be clear, so this all started because of the Plan B.
That's what she says.
Okay.
That she had a Plan B.
He literally never said anything.
He had a Plan B sent to the house.
She had one sent to the house because she was like, he want to be reckless and busting me like I'm finna have another baby with him. And I guess that's what she says. That's why he wanted her out. He never clarified why he wanted her out. He never did. He never.
So that's
never denied it. So
that's what she.
Oh, you know what? Right. Okay, I'm piecing it together. So I'm just assuming
she doesn't want to have a baby. He does.
No. What I'm assuming is she found out information that he was messing with some other women. Mm-hmm. He's probably been having sex with her raw. She found that out and she said, well, I'm not going to have another baby with the baby. So I'm getting a Plan B sent so that way I can cut that off because you've been out here wilding. And she was probably wilding on him for what other side activities he was doing. And he didn't like it and he wanted to kick her out.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what it, to me, that's a pretty...
I think it's more so that. So don't come on live acting like I'm crazy. Don't hop on live talking about call the police. Come save me.
That's
this
usually,
girl cuckoo for cuckoo. Like, that's bullshit.
That's usually how it is. That's how most men do. Like I said, with the conversation we had about men saying they want peace, but all they do is sow seeds of discord in their own house and then call you crazy for the for the fruit that comes from it.
Yeah, and I think she was charged with
some sort of assault.
With I think a simple assault. Mm-hmm. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying this is my stance. From what people are saying, that he went live so that way it was for his protection. It was on camera, so that way if she was assaulting or hitting or touching that part,
but all of that extra shit was still necessary.
No, I'm just playing the devil's advocate. And to me, the other part of it is you could have recorded it without going live.
Come on now, you didn't have to go live for everybody to see. Right?
So it's multi.
And to be honest, you really think that it was him, his brother, his assistant? You would think that you was worried for your fucking safety with her right there? If you really,
it's not about that.
I think it's for protection. It's a protection because if something would have happened.
Here's why he went live. The reason why he went live is because you can't stop the live. The live is going. You can't. If I'm just recording you on my phone, you can get my phone and delete the shit. You
don't let her get through this 120-pound girl. You don't let her get through four people.
However you want to look at it, at the end of the day, it was still
She could have.
But the assistant was there. He could have asked the assistant to record.
Come on now, like.
So I understand what you're saying.
The brother was there.
No, I got you.
Same thing.
I got you.
Same thing. You still ruin that chance that she can get the phone and deleted it. Live is happening right now. It's happening
the live
right
is on
now.
what? Instagram, nigga. Instagram could go down tomorrow.
All right, check this out.
Where's your live?
Check this out. Okay, but the people seen it. People got proof.
Yeah,
check this out. I get
got proof that baby was being a bitch.
Check this out. Hypothetically, I get pulled over. All right, I get on my phone and I'm recording my phone. Something happens. I was just recording. They can do whatever the fuck they want because it's only on my phone. If I was live,
in that case, if you been live, but even still, if something happens to your phone, it's still
regardless. The live was already up there.
The content of the live was still trash.
Hold on.
We talking about that, but
in that situation,
put up on the cops, and
in that situation, I agree with you going live. Because when you get arrested, then the phone is in the police officer's possession, and you don't know what they're going to do with it at that point.
Exactly.
But there is no guarantee that the phone was going to be in DaniLeigh's possession.
Exactly.
And on top of that, apples to apples would be you going live, and then you antagonizing the police, saying, "Oh, fuck the police, y'all some bitches, this and this and that," and then them busting your window. Then it's like, "Oh my God, they busted my window. What are they doing?" It's like you escalated the situation. So I get why he did it, but I think the reason why people are upset is because of what was said on the live. If the goal was for her to leave,
you wouldn't.
You calling her a side bitch
and doing all
like you're doing everything to keep her from leaving.
Yeah,
you're
I think really what it seemed like to me, seemed like he was edging her on to hit him on live.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seemed like
he was
to me.
trying to do some bitch shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I wanted somebody to leave my house, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying you have to leave.
Fuck out of here, dog. You gotta
or I'm
go.
calling the police. You have to leave.
Fuck.
Or I'm calling.
How long?
Oh,
they were talking about 3-4 hours. 3-4 hours trying to kick her out.
He's playing devil's advocate. Go ahead. I like this. I love it. Go ahead.
3 or 4 hours.
But we don't know. But we're not privy to that conversation.
Okay, exactly. For one, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, we're not privy to that.
It was a 3 to 4 hours at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nobody's arguing that she should have left. I think we already know that.
3 or 4 hours at that point. Mm-hmm. How much patience do you have?
It's not about patience.
Enough patience to not call the mother of your child a side bitch if you want her to leave.
Look, I don't know. You don't know what happened in the first 3-4 hours. He could have been like, "I need you to leave. I need you to leave. I need you to leave." He been pushing. He could probably be pushing that.
He probably was worse.
Hey, check this out.
Right, he was probably worse off camera. He seemed like an asshole. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was worse.
We also don't know what the fuck she was saying.
That's true.
Because she seems like the type to do the same shit, right?
Nobody's arguing that their situation is toxic. Nobody is arguing that he shouldn't have went live. Nobody's arguing that she shouldn't have left. Mm-hmm. All of those things are true, but things can be true at the same time.
Yeah,
and what he said on live was still trash, regardless of everything that led up to it. All of that other shit. It's all of these things can be true at the same time.
Well, I think the consensus is the situation could have been handled better.
Yeah. Definitely,
especially
they're two grown-ups acting like kids.
I think if I was in his situation, and I can't, again, there's some conversation that we're not privy to. Mm-hmm. But when there's a woman that's scorned, as men, we all know you have to deal with women like that delicately. And if I was in his shoes, especially if I'm in my city,
in my home,
I'm leaving. You can have control of the house or
if
be in the house. If
you're so concerned about your career, you ain't gonna take my career down. Blah blah blah.
I would have left,
but you stayed to
and I would have
stayed,
and I would have said, "You can stay here for the night or whatever until we figure out a situation that where is more permanent, or I will book you a flight for you to fly wherever it is you need to get." It seemed like, and maybe I'm wrong. It sounded like because didn't he say at the end of it, he said that she's in a real Matilda situation, one I'm trying to save my baby from. Mm-hmm. So was he trying to get the baby?
I mean, I don't know. Apparently he's giving her somewhere to stay to me because her situation.
Right, but what I'm saying is it sounded like if that was the case, then that adds a totally different element to it where I can see why she would not want to leave.
Exactly.
If he's saying, I'm taking the baby from you, then...
A
woman, you can't say that to a woman.
Nah, you got me messed up.
And a lot of people do that. They can say you got to go, but the baby could stay.
And again, and I'm not saying that in certain situations that in custody that the child may be in safer hands with the father, but the same way that we tell the mothers, I tell moms the same thing, that you cannot just sit up here and take a baby and say, I'm taking my baby. It is both baby. You guys both played a part in making it. You may have carried it, and I respect you for that. But there's been women that have been saying, I'm just gonna move. I'm like, you can't just do that.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. You got to go through the proper channels, the same way that the father has to go through the proper channels. Yeah. And it has to be whatever's in the best interest of the baby, the baby, not the baby. Mm-hmm. So I'm. The reason why that seemed like that was somewhat escalated, and again, this is just a guess, but based on what he said, that's maybe what he was saying. Like, I know I've been in conversations, I've done it, I've seen it, whatever, where, like how you say, if an argument's been going on for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, that at that point when you tired, that you start hitting below the belt. Oh, your family's such and such and such, and you crazy, and that's why your mama didn't do it, and that's why your daddy didn't do it, and this and that, and that's why I'm taking the baby. So I get it, but that doesn't lead to her leaving.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
It's definitely a toxic situation. I feel like a lot of people's stance on it was just kind of like nobody has any empathy for her at all. And, everybody, Summer Walker spoke out like whatever you need, and everybody like calling them the baby mama rangers and this and this and that. But at the end of the day,
What? The baby mama rangers?
yes. And I feel like at the end of the day, women got to be supportive of other women in these situations at the end of the day. But a lot of people just don't have empathy for her because of what, how she acted with, you know what I'm saying? But then look who is at your aid when the nigga.
Photo B got something to say.
No, I'm saying, but look who's at your aid when the nigga throwing you out on the streets.
Yeah.
So
Black women.
Yeah.
And she, at the end of the day, and she not black, right? We've been saying that she ain't black. But she jumped her ass on there, nigga this, nigga that, nigga.
I see where
throughout
you
the
going with
whole
this.
live. You feel what I'm saying?
I see where you're
and
going
it's
with
like
this.
you was so quick to shit on black women,
But black
but
women
you
was there
stood
to
you stood in a black woman's shoes with a black man, and look how you got treated, just like how we get treated.
Well, and I think that's why nobody had most people didn't have any empathy.
I
for her.
still do, because I have empathy for black women in that situation. Now, you may not be black, but I have empathy for black, because I know so many black women that end up in that situation with a misogynistic ass man.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying? So I still have empathy for her on that end, because again, I feel like one thing that we don't talk about is we always make excuses for men. Like, he wanted. At the end of the day, we know the baby is trash, and everybody says, "Well, she chose to mess with him." But we have to realize that men like that are predators. They prey on vulnerable women that they know will fall victim to their bullshit.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? And I still have empathy for women like that. She's young, and I said that when she put out that song, her mindset was young. And just in putting out that song. But we don't want to call these niggas predators. We want to make excuses for him and what the woman should have did to avoid him instead of calling a nigga what it is.
And that's what I be saying too.
Hold
Like,
on.
everybody just want to
That's
say
gonna
that.
be a clip. Make sure that's a clip. 155.
I'm
Clip that.
sorry.
155. Photo B been making faces the whole time. Go ahead.
So I have a 2-part question for you, Steph.
Go.
So you said something about the baby situation of, if you got go, I'll handle the baby. Right?
The baby.
The baby.
Okay.
Let's keep it at the house. Would you have preferred he told her to take the baby with her or the baby stay?
I would have taken the baby with me. I don't know what he told her. This is what he was assuming that it was a situation where he was like, leave the baby with me and you could go.
I'm not saying what you would have done. What would you prefer him say? Tell you to take the baby or leave the baby here? I'm going to kick you out with the baby. I'm going to kick you out with the baby. Or I'm going to kick you out, baby stays here. Which one would you have preferred?
Is she breastfeeding?
Depends on how she's saying
Yeah,
it.
3 months
she
old.
was on the
It'd be
damn
like,
live.
get the hell out of here. Take you in this raggedy ass baby. Then no.
No,
I
he
wouldn't want you
did
to
say
like
that.
That's what I'm saying.
He
See?
said you and the baby can go. He said that on the live.
Yeah, it was.
And
too
people
long.
kept saying, he's not kicking out the baby, he's kicking out her. He said on the live that y'all could go.
There's a possibility to where she already said it was that switch up. There's a possibility to where he said, hey, the baby can stay here. But she wasn't having that. So he said, fuck it.
Obviously
go
not.
with the baby.
Who would have how old is that baby? 3 months? There's no woman on this earth that's leaving a 3-month-old at 3 o'clock in the morning with a nigga
that's
they
what I was
arguing
going-
with.
But if he has a whole thing about trying to save you from the Matilda situation and shit, he might have a
in that
reason
situation, but that situation it was far long away from that when they started arguing. Whatever argument they was having, and no woman is leaving her baby at 3 o'clock in the morning with a nigga that they arguing with. And at the end of the day, if you really know how custody works, that's going highly against you in court that you walked out and left your baby. Regardless of what the circumstances was, trust me, when you get to court, she walked out and left the baby. Trust me. Yes.
They're going to use everything.
Yes, they use everything.
In custody court, they're using everything
They
they
using-
can
I don't know
to
shit
get
about
advantage.
If you was
court.
late to pick the motherfucker
Man.
up 5 minutes
They're
and you
going
were
to use
consistently
everything
late,
they
they
can
using
to get
that.
what they want. So, again, like, you don't, shit can get
I've known
real.
people that lost custody of their children, and it's not a game. And I think that's the bigger picture. We're looking at it from a T situation. You feel what I'm saying? But if how would y'all look at her if this nigga went live and she had left the baby there? How would we be talking about her?
Oh, they would have murdered her.
If he went live and said that she left the baby there with him,
So I
even though he put her out and said the baby could stay,
Yeah.
you gotta go. How would she be looked at if he went live and was like, yeah, she gone, da-da-da.
Shit. Yeah.
She would have got dragged.
We know the drill. We know how this shit goes.
She got to do a better job of controlling the narrative. She didn't really speak up and say much other
She
than.
didn't. She's safe now. I left. I'm safe.
Because that's all that matters. And I feel like at the end of the day, really don't think that she should. Just because, again, the same way I feel like he was trash for airing her business out, I feel like sometimes certain shit just ain't for the internet.
No, I know. I'm just saying, just from the clips that I've seen, he dominated the conversation where it made it seem like she didn't, and maybe she in her relationship, maybe she didn't have a voice. Let me ask y'all this before we move on to the next. Do you think this is real?
Yeah. I think so, because I don't see how this benefits him with all the other shit he got going on.
I don't think that benefits either of them. Again, like, unless she really has the emotions to pin this into some dope ass music, I mean, I don't see how it helps neither of them as far as money wise.
I think it's fabricated. The more I think about it, I think it's fabricated.
It may be fabricated. Like, I feel like
I think maybe there may be like some truth to it, but I think this it just screams marketing ploy to me. He just dropped the album on Friday.
Timing.
And she's gonna drop an album, and it's gonna be like Summer Walker, and people are gonna love her again.
But to think about it,
I ain't gonna say love.
Like nobody
They'll
loved
fuck
her
with
in
her
the
again.
first place.
Hey, but now remember though, think back. You was talking about how you wanted Neo to not, you know what I mean? I'm like, again, like
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we as consumers want this type of
That's
music,
what
but
I'm
yet
saying.
we're at the same time mad when we know they're doing it for the shit.
I'm gonna tell you this: there's a whole marketing plan surrounded around getting canceled. I think the industry people have found out that canceling that's the complete opposite of what people thought it did. And for some reason,
Not
the
even
people
canceling, but just drama in general.
Yeah.
Breakups like with Cardi and Offset, divorcing or whatever.
But for him, especially him getting quote unquote canceled for the AIDS comment, didn't do shit.
It did.
For like a little bit, but then he came right back. He's back on Rolling Loud. He's going to be back better than ever, and he's probably going to make more money than what he did before.
Yeah.
Facts.
And I think when you do shit like this, it keeps you in the light.
Yeah.
So I'm not. If it is real, I'm not saying that what happened. If it is real, I'm empathetic to her situation, and I want the baby to be okay. But even like her, it didn't seem like she was really mad. Like if you watch the video, she was smiling. And maybe that's just her defense mechanism.
I was about to
that's
say,
maybe
that's just filed a lot of the argument.
Maybe that's
what
just
you really should watch
maybe
out.
that's just her defense mechanism. But I'm just, and again, maybe I'm just always putting out these crazy conspiracy theories or whatever. I think it's a marketing ploy. I think they're going to be back together. And I think he's dropping an album. She's going to drop an album. And then we ain't going to be talking about it for too much longer.
See, I think it's real, but I just think it's definitely a marketing ploy at the same time.
Or it could be that. It could be real, but they're going to use it as...
Exactly.
They
It's like,
definitely
hey,
use
this
it.
happened, so you know what?
And I
Let's
think that's
take
one thing
advantage.
that we have to realize is that these publicists have to do so, whether it's real or not, they have to spin it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that makes us feel like, well, it was done for marketing because it was used. Like, once it's out there, there's nothing the publicists can't take it back.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, the label can't take it back. They got to do something with it.
This is happening.
So, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, it should be a lesson to women that are out here, like, messing with these dudes that you know are trash, that you cannot change them. Yellowbone what he want, whatever. Like, I'm tired of that narrative that you're the one, you're the reason a nigga changed, or he's doing something different for you than he did for the next female. Like, take note. You know what I mean? I just saw a meme that said, I want a dude that's mean to everybody else, but treat me like a princess. And I'm like, this is the most ignorant shit I ever read, because it's them today and you tomorrow. Like,
Right, exactly.
somebody's character and how they treat other people should be a red flag, regardless if they're treating you like that or not, because that's how a narcissist move. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they true character be coming through, but I feel like people be blinded by all that. It was, you just talked about that love bombing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you seeing him treat his other baby mama like this. You seen how he treat other people. You know what I'm saying? And you complicit in it.
Yeah.
Until it's turned on you.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
And you look a fool, because now you online trying to prove that you wasn't a side bitch, posting videos of him saying that he loved you and we was out here, we went on this vacation, we did all that. Don't matter now.
That's true.
All that don't matter now. And it just looks like he was doing shit for you, but obviously look where you ended up mentally and emotionally.
And I'm sure the same things he was telling her is now the same thing he's saying about her.
Exactly.
Same
The
way you get
thing
him, the same way you lose him. That's
same
what my
thing
mom
he was
used to
telling
always
you
tell
about his baby mama. Now you the baby mama that he's saying the same shit about.
Yep.
Because I'm sure his first baby mama was his side bitch, and all of that same shit he's saying about you is what he was saying about his first baby mama.
Speaking of side bitches.
Play the clip.
Oh, God. Why am I choosing violence on a Saturday?
Because you won't do it on a Sunday.
I won't. We need to really get a definition of what a side chick is, man, because this is getting
It's right there. It's the one
I mean,
that
the
you have on
side
the
chick
side.
is very, very
on, man.
simple.
Do you have an a la carte chick? You can't have a side chick if you don't have a main chick.
That's what's weird to me.
Yeah.
Well, you can have two sides.
But that's what I was saying.
I'm like,
in the
What side of what?
right. I was like, when you said that, I'm like, who is this real girl? I'm like, who is this girl?
But remember what Academic said? He was like, Academic said a side bitch is somebody that you don't introduce to everybody, that you, or whatever the fuck. And I'm just kind of like,
That's a jump off.
That's a jump off.
Yeah.
that was like the definition is wrong. A side bitch means
But-
you have a main, and I'm messing with you on the side.
How can you be next to nothing?
Right, exactly.
And that's why I agree with old girl when she said I wasn't a side bitch, because it's like, if this nigga's not in a relationship and he's just messing with hella females, I'm not a side bitch. I'm just one of the bitches.
Wait, hold on.
Right,
Hold
I'm
on.
I'm just one of the bitches.
But no, hold on. In that scenario, you still can be a side chick.
How many side chicks on the roster?
Listen. I'm
You
gonna
have
tell
a
you.
main chick on the.
Here
You
we
got
go.
Yes,
the top.
you
top
have
chick.
the top chick that you are pursuing, that you want to be with, that or you feel like is.
I just never
But
viewed
you're
the
not
other
a-
girls
it's
as
still not
side
side.
chicks.
Hold on,
and
hold on.
this is-
I know you.
And you know
Hold on.
why I
I'm
hate
gonna
that
hold on.
mindset? Because women get so caught up in being a nigga's main chick that they're
Right, right.
pursuing that I'm like, bitch, you don't realize you still ain't got shit.
Right,
Because he's
right.
still messing with all these other females.
Let me ask you this: when you had a roster,
Yeah.
did you have a pecking order?
Everybody does.
Hold on.
I don't think I had a pecking order.
Oh,
Like,
come on, man.
Honestly, I really can't.
Come on, man.
Okay. All right.
D-Lo, hold on. Hold on. No,
I'm
we
gonna keep it a buck. Like,
no, hold on.
I said when I was really like,
How much? Hold on. At one point, at this is in your old days.
It's good,
This is
yeah.
not current. So
Yeah.
for y'all
we
listening,
talking about old stuff.
he's a faithful black man.
Yes, man.
Okay. How many women have you had at the most time on your roster? Like, how many have you had at the same time?
I would say maybe like a starting five, and that was still
Okay,
like,
starting five.
Let's just say
There you
starting
go.
five, right.
Who was your? Did you have a point guard?
I didn't do a full like that, but I just knew like
Whatever.
You know,
I
Tyson,
did.
because this is, you know what I could tell you about Tyson?
I did.
Tyson wasn't spending no money on no bitches.
That's out.
I don't give a fuck where you was on the list.
That's out.
Who did you
He
spend the
was
most
not
time
doing
with?
nothing. Like,
Did you have one you spent the most time with? Did you have a favorite?
That's what I'm
Me?
saying. I'm like, I love my bitches equally. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, come
I'm
on.
Like, hey,
Well, no,
you
when
don't have a favorite.
But you ended up with one.
exactly. But getting was like I had to weed through the. You feel me? Like I always was.
But you
equal with
had a
getting my shit.
favorite.
Not really.
that-
I just kind
but,
of.
Whatever.
but what is
Let's
the
talk to
joy
me.
in
Let's
having
talk to me.
Photo B.
Let's talk to me.
Let's talk to
Yes.
Photo B.
Nigga,
Definitely
talk
had
to
a
me.
favorite.
Nigga,
No.
Let's talk to
'cause,
Steph.
Nigga, I had an order too. At the end of the day, it is who you like the most. But at the end of the day, I'm not with none of you.
Correct.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is the one that you like the most, the main one, the point guard, is considered the main. The other women could be considered jump offs, or if you're serious about your main, they could be considered side.
Okay,
Only,
but look though,
only
look though.
if you're serious about the main.
Do you,
Are y'all
but
sleeping
y'all
with
women?
these people? Are y'all sleeping with all these
Are y'all
women?
watching this? Because I want y'all to see
That's
how
what I'm
these
saying.
niggas
I'm like-
is wasting your time.
No, this is what
like
I'm
they're
saying.
literally giving you a title of being their main bitch. They
Women
talk-
do it too.
That's true.
Yeah.
A title?
Women, come
That's
on
what I'm
now.
saying, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't.
Hold on,
and that's what I'm saying. I don't- I didn't-
hold on.
classification?
I'm
I gotta get this stuff on
And
this.
y'all- and
Hold
y'all-
on.
Steph,
I just,
Hold
no,
on.
I just want women
No,
to
hold on.
realize.
I gotta get. Hold on.
No.
No. Y'all
I
ain't gonna
want-
do this.
No, I want women to realize this is why you stay in that spot.
Hold on.
You stay in that spot your whole life with no
Women
commitment.
Do the same.
I didn't say.
thing.
I didn't
know.
know. We don't classify how y'all acting like it's really an official title or space.
Right.
That's a lie. Because I know
Okay.
plenty of women
Yeah,
that got niggas in their phone based on what they can give them or what they
That's-
do
but-
for them.
that's
But that's
different,
not
though.
giving them a title of saying like main and side. Bitches.
What?
Yeah, nah.
Dinner guy,
Dinner guy?
that's a title.
I'm not. But I'm not.
That's a
Y'all not
name.
getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, nah.
I'm saying that y'all will
Hellcat
put somebody
Henry.
in that space as if that's a relationship
No,
because you
you're
still
right,
can
exactly.
move around.
Like
Check this out.
main chick should not be the goal.
Here's
Like
what you got-
your goal shouldn't be to be the main chick.
Here's what you guys are missing.
Like you make it seem like main
But
chick
who
is-
said okay?
here's-
right.
here's-
But do you think that they have a conversation with them and that they know that they're the side?
No, that's
But
what I'm
there ain't no
saying.
side.
There's no. There's
Everybody, you just
Listen.
talking to hella bitches to me. Like that's why I just talked to a bunch of bitches. I didn't
No,
I didn't
for
have a
real.
roster.
Check this
I
out.
didn't say this is my point
Check
guard,
this
this is my
out.
center.
But
This
niggas
is
who
like,
think
nah,
like this is gonna keep you in that space, baby girl.
Oh, no, yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying.
for sure.
They're
They
gonna
are.
keep you in
I
that
didn't
space.
have no space
Until-
with them. It was
Check
like
this
we
out.
talking.
Check this out. How many times have you ever told a main chick when you got side chicks that she is your main chick?
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly. That's my point.
Right.
No. Here's the thing though. So where's the title come from? We don't give you a title. So
I'm
why you
saying-
hold on
You're
to a
giving the title,
title?
But
nigga.
you're telling me
You're
that the
She's
title
saying in our head we
in
didn't
your
give it.
head.
okay, so
and that's
fuck
why
it
a
in your
bitch ends
head.
up staying there.
Okay.
Right. So that person is now your main chick, but is she ever going to be your girlfriend or your wife or anything? No, she's going to be your main chick.
Possibly.
Because you don't have
Maybe.
to.
Possibly.
Possibly. Depends on the situation.
Listen, that's a hard maybe. Let's be honest.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
hard maybe when you have a roster of 5. When you have
And a
4
girl,
other maybes.
especially when a
Come
girl,
on.
especially when a girl is
Listen.
allowing you to put her in that position of
Come
main
on.
chick and
Stop
actually
playing.
feeling like she's
Stop playing with me.
no.
playing?
I'm saying like, and they feel like they want a prize
And
because
that's why you
they're
still
the
single, BJ,
main
because
chick.
you believe in the main chicks and side chicks.
Who wants to be the main chick?
Your
out
main
of
chick
plenty?
is your. Look, the only main should be your actual girlfriend.
no.
Period.
Yes.
Either you got
Like-
a girlfriend or you don't.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like to me, if I'm mentioning my main, I'm talking about my actual girlfriend.
Somebody
I
I'm
just happen-
claiming.
Yes.
No, that's it. That's my girlfriend. I just happen to say my main at that moment. That don't mean I have side chicks. That don't mean I have a roster. If I'm saying a main, then that's my bitch. Like I'm not fucking with nobody else. For the most part, for me, like that's what I'm saying. Like to me, there's no point of it. Wasn't the point of having a main chick and side chicks. Nigga, I was single and mingling. I was single.
why I
That's,
said-
that's different. That's
What I mean,
different.
like,
But
That's
see, what
different.
you're saying is basically she was a side bitch because none of these niggas were taking her seriously. So what?
No.
No.
Go
That-
ahead.
that's
What
part
you
of it.
listening?
No, but you're
What's what I'm
saying like you're a side
Okay.
bitch because you're not. Basically, you're not.
You can even
Okay, to
candidate
me,
and actually becoming
to me, that is the definition of how academics put it is jump off territory for me.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to get elevated from anything other than sex.
Exactly. So that's what she said.
But-
How am I a side?
Because,
bitch?
but see,
You
but I
not in a
think,
got me
relationship.
pregnant.
She's not.
But, literally put a baby in me.
but I
Literally,
think, but I think a lot of
She
the
didn't seem like a
men
side chick to
that
me.
maybe she was referring to, we don't know what the situations are. But academic, I
the
didn't
way
read the
he
book.
was acting towards her, the way that like he didn't
Who
act.
was?
The baby when they were
We're
together.
not talking about the baby.
No, yeah.
We're talking
Yeah.
about. We're talking
No,
about.
What I'm
Right.
just saying,
Situation.
but
Oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
saying though,
Yeah, my
you
bad.
can. I can see how you can be classified as a side chick if the man may not be in a relationship, but he has like a main girl, a main bae, a main chick that he's messing with, and it may go to that or it may not. Or sometimes people don't commit to a relationship because they know they're messing with other women.
And that's why I see women that are the main chick and they be looking so stupid when they arguing with these other women. Like he ain't
A
serious
bond
about
is
you.
better.
He, you know what I'm saying? Like he not doing none of this. I'm like, but he's still having sex with her. So all the shit that you saying, although you might be his favorite, like what do you really have over her
Yeah.
that
Well-
makes you feel like you so special and you looking down on her? Like sis, you look stupid. Y'all both look goofy.
But that's where the side chick definition comes from. Because when the main chick finds out about the other women, what is the first thing she calls them? Oh, you just a side chick.
I don't. I never have.
So here's the sides of shit, right? Listen, check this
I know
out.
the definition, but I just never subscribe to it because I'm like,
Jump off side chick.
we
Ah,
not even
Either way,
it's not
either
the
way you're cheating.
technicality
Either
of
way
it,
you're cheating on somebody. Either way you're doing some bullshit that you shouldn't be
but
doing.
it's not
Nah,
the technicality
wait, no,
of the
you-
definition.
And that's my,
it's just
and that's
the
my
definition.
point. Being
Check-
a
check
man,
this out.
it just gives you the freedom to say that you're cheating freely. That's by not giving them the title. You
Well,
go,
that's
again,
why you don't
that's
commit to the
all it is.
relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not
again,
cheating.
It's just you trying to cheat freely.
But it's
'Cause
not
there's
cheating.
somebody at
Is it
home-
cheating?
Basically.
How is it cheating?
How
Because
is
there's
it
somebody
cheating?
because the main chick is at home a lot of times. In the case like you just said of, you're
If it's
serious
the
with
main
somebody.
girl.
It was like the main girl. That means if she was to find out, like she can't know about it, right? Because if she finds out, she's gonna feel like she got cheated on, right? But technically, she's not cheated on because she don't have the real title.
I'm gonna let photo be.
That's
honest.
why
But
I
at the end of
tell
the day,
women
it's
like,
still cheating. You just didn't give her the real title to where it's technically not cheating. But you're still
it's
dogging her.
basically
still
you're keeping
treating
her in the gray area
you're
so that you
on
can still
bullshit.
move
You're
around.
still on bullshit.
I'm gonna answer what y'all saying.
It's not cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
It's
Not
not.
cheating. Check this out.
But-
so
I'll go ahead for it.
So
Technically,
on
it's
this,
not cheating.
it's not. It's not. It's overall.
Technically
It's
not
it's
cheating.
not
Right.
cheating.
Technically.
So on this side, you have when it's the main chick who you have actually not fully claimed and turned into a girlfriend, right? Underneath the main chick, anybody else, jump offs or other, right? You have a girlfriend. Underneath that is side chicks because you have a real main. You have the one who actually has a title, right? Anybody else, that's your side. You have your main meal over here is your mashed potatoes. If you have a mashed potatoes over here, everything else is mashed potatoes, macaroni, cheese. It's still sides, but it's not to the main. It's a la carte. It's other.
And what the funniest part about it is like niggas could have this, but when females have it, oh my God.
No,
You're a whore.
You can't. But
Some
they do.
niggas is cool being a side dude.
No. I'm saying like dudes can be like, oh, this is my main. But if their main literally had that same type of list,
That wouldn't be a main no
it
more.
wouldn't be main no more.
You wouldn't talk to her no more. You'll
would
kick
be
her
your
ass to
main.
the curb, and your ass
If
know you
your
would.
main had a
The
list,
fuck?
a list where
Ain't
you was
no
the main,
nigga,
and
ain't
then
no
it was
nigga
the,
cool
the
with no
list
girl
beneath
having a
you.
list. Not they main chick list. I don't mind my side bitch fucking with somebody else, but my main
main
girl.
chick,
that's
if
the
your
thing.
main chick had that
Motherfuckers
same
will
type of-
expect for that
All I'm
main
hearing
to
I
be.
think that's more normal. I
Motherfucker
think
will
that's
act
more
for a
normal than what y'all
main
think it is.
person
Hey,
to
it is.
be.
Not
All I'm hearing
publicly.
is women are more competitive.
Nah.
All I'm hearing
All right,
is
I'm gonna play
niggas
this
on
clip.
bullshit.
I'm gonna play this clip. We gonna play this
That
clip.
sounds like
We
more
gonna play this clip.
competitive.
We
If
gonna
we
play
gonna
this
just automatically give up,
We gonna play this clip.
sounds like the women are the hunters.
Exactly, because that's what we're told our whole life to compete for a nigga's attention, and that's why I said I told you that's what she was doing. Like, and I'm like, women with maturity,
We do the same shit.
No, I'm saying, but with maturity, women
That's all
we
give
get
a
out
fuck
of
about is
that.
Get in the box.
Okay, I'm gonna play this clip, y'all.
We compete too for that.
For what?
Women's attention. So it's
I
not just
know.
it's not just women just competing for men's attention. We do that shit.
No, we compete against each other.
Like we don't.
No, not in the same.
Not the
way.
same
Just
way.
think about it. If a man going to work every day
Oh,
and
yeah,
then he
I
come home to his girlfriend,
This shit was trash.
he at work twice.
He was trash.
That's why he messes with little freaks.
I disagree with this.
Because freaks are fun. The thing with the little freaks is, y'all don't want to hear this, but I don't care. Y'all know I don't care about what y'all feel like or nothing like that. The thing with freaks is they're fun. They're judgment free. They're exciting. That's what we need. We don't want to come in the house and feel uptight. If your man is pulling up in the driveway and he's sitting in that driveway for minutes or before he walk in, he hated her. And it's because you're not giving him the entertainment that he needs. You're boring. And your hair is stupid. And your attitude is bad. So yes, he's going to continuously cheat on you over and over and over and over again because you're not fun. Men need fun and relaxation. Do y'all know what it's like when, let me talk this right quick. Do y'all know what it's like when you go pick up a little freak and she come out in her leggings, her $5 leggings, and her fat butt and her hair
You
down
look
to her
like.
butt? And she's laughing and having a good time, and y'all can walk around and be like, you know, dang, you see her? Look at her booty. Yes, I want to grab it. Go get her. That's fun to us. The girlfriend is
find a problem with
not
anything she
fun.
sees.
Now, some of y'all are going to comment and say, not me, I'm fun. You're lying. Ask your man, is you fun? A lot of times y'all don't even ask us what we feel like. You don't even ask us, are we happy? You don't even ask us, how do you want me to get my hair done? No, you don't. I know this for a fact. The girlfriend is never fun. That's why girlfriends start acting like family members, like cousins. And it's like, why would I want to hit you, cuz? Why would I want to hit you, cuz? I shouldn't hit you. It's boring. I gotta do that. But the hood rats are so.
You just lost.
And this is why
Bro, niggas really and niggas
They
be
want
agreeing with
hood-
this
they
type of
want
shit.
hood
That shit's
rats.
crazy. I ain't never.
you want a
ever,
hood
I'm
rat,
from the
please
hood.
go
Never,
get it.
I'm from the hood. I ain't never wanted a hood rat. I ain't never touched to ratchet hood rat bitches. Never in my life. And I'm from the hood, nigga. And I've been like, you bitches ratchet.
Photo
I'm
B.
cool.
hood rats
Let
is
Photo
fun.
B go. Let him go.
That's fucking wild. Go ahead.
Let him go. 'Cause he wants to-
I ain't got nothing to say.
Photo B do.
I do. I for sure do.
I
Go ahead,
have,
photo.
for the most part, have no objections to what he said. Check this out.
Damn.
Why will you allow yourself to be bored and miserable? If you're with somebody, if you go to work, right? You're bored, you're miserable, you get there and you hate that shit. Why the fuck would you stick around?
Exactly.
He said he didn't say sticky. He didn't say leave. He said go get you a hood rat on the side.
He's still gonna be there. He's gonna still go home to this bitch every day. But she just leave her.
Check this out. Check this out, though. Check this out.
He said, why would you stay there? That's what he said to do. He said stay there.
Stay there. Like,
and
just
get a
stay
freak.
with this boring bitch, but get a freak on the side. Just leave the bitch that's boring. Just leave her. Make her single. Just
And hold on, to give context to people that are listening, he's explaining why men cheat. So we're talking about side chicks. He's explaining why men cheat. Go ahead, Voto.
So back to the whole thing about the job. That job that you have probably has benefits. So you're gonna stick to that shit. You're bored as fuck.
Trash.
So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna probably end up trying to find another job that you actually might enjoy. But you're gonna keep that shit job because it's got the benefits. Right? So back to the whole thing with a relationship. Why are you okay with why he has a point? When is the question asked? What do you want? Are you having fun? Are you happy? Are you enjoying it? The hood rat, she doesn't have to necessarily actually be the actual. She ain't gotta be the actual definition of a hood rat, but she has the funness, the energy, the let's go do this, the spontaneity of doing shit.
There's no responsibility.
There's no responsibility.
Go ahead, right.
There's no issue. There's
Because
no
I
expectations.
guarantee you,
there's no
if you take that
obligations.
same hood rat and you make her your girl, then all of a sudden she's gonna be boring too.
That's why she's not the girl.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Obviously, it's not the girl, it's you. Like, it's you.
Being
it ain't
bored.
the girl. Like, it ain't the girl. Like, to me, if as soon as you make, because to me, it's not necessarily actual fun. It's the responsibility that comes with a relationship. Like we always say, a relationship is work.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that work to keep it spontaneous, to keep it fun, to keep it whatever the fuck. And at that point, it's easier to cheat and keep your benefits than to actually put in work of a relationship. But you're gonna have to do that work in a relationship with anybody you go find. Every single person, I don't give a fuck how fun they are. You still gonna have to work in that relationship. And if you can't do the work in that relationship, you don't need to be in one.
So you're still talking about what the guy has to do and not what the woman has to do.
I didn't say what the guy has to do. I said in general. I'm saying there's still work in a relationship. It's on both sides. Because trust me, there's women that are bored. There's a lot of women that are bored with the dick. Let's talk about that. I keep trying to have this conversation, but you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it goes both ways with being bored. It's about whether you're willing to put in the work of the relationship or not. I'm saying no matter male or female, you can move on, but the grass is always greener where you water it at. You know, period.
Well, hold on. Before you answer, we're gonna have that conversation in season 3. We're gonna get a sex therapist up on here.
It's interesting. I lost it. It's interesting when
you were talking about
no. I forgot what I was gonna say. It's interesting when it comes to adaptability, right? You want us to do all the shit that you like. Come on, come do this. We do something. I don't like that. I don't want that. You guys have a lot of times you are a lot less willing to do what we want to do, but make a big ass issue about us not doing shit that you want to do overall. So it's like, okay, we're doing all the shit you want to do. We're doing all the things that you want to do. We're not having fun.
Well, why aren't y'all? My thing is, why aren't y'all finding people that y'all have like?
Because it doesn't work always. It doesn't always work that way. It doesn't. Shit changes. It may have been fun. It was new. Nobody's keeping it up. Everybody's trying to keep up a certain upkeep in a certain aspect and shit, but nobody wants to have that fun. No, that's the issue. Everyone keeps doing the same shit because we did all the shit to make you happy, and you guys want to keep that same energy.
I don't
returning
feel bad
it
for
back.
people that are in relationships that they are not happy in.
Well, I
just don't. I don't feel bad for y'all. Like I don't feel bad for people that are in relationships that are draining and all of these different things. Like, but y'all so quick to cut off friends and family and all these things. But y'all stay in these dead end ass relationships. Because people have been told that you have to continue work on these relationships. People tell them that you got to stick through this shit to make it better. Nobody tells them how. Hella people.
Okay. Let me bring some sanity to this conversation.
Because I'm ready whenever you.
So look, damn, now I lost my play. Okay, I don't agree with much of what he said, but I do agree with this: relationships can get complacent.
Absolutely.
And we have to realize, and I don't think we don't talk about the stages in relationships. You will have seasons in relationships. You may be in fall, you may be in summer. Summer, everything's going fine. You may be in a period where it's winter, where it's cold, there is no fun, there is no whatever, there is no whatever. So if we're talking about why men cheat, then Photo B is making a good point that we are always taught to be the pursuers. And in some cases, in a lot of cases, we just want to be acknowledged and we want to do things that make us happy. And I think, and I'm not saying all women, because it's not all, because we don't do absolutes.
Not all.
Some women were taught to only be pursued, but not to reciprocate that energy. So that is why it is very important in the dating stages. And sometimes you get fooled in the dating stage. Sometimes you get the person's best. And then when we always teach relationship goals, and the same thing with marriage goals, where most people think that getting to the relationship is the goal or getting married is the goal. But then once they get the relationship or get the marriage, then there's no work further than that. So what Steph is saying is you have to continually invest, and that is equal. That is on the women and on the men. And women, y'all need to learn your man, and there are some things that you may do that maybe are not pleasurable to you, but it's pleasurable to your man, and vice versa. Men, there's something you're going to have to do for your women that is not pleasurable to you, but is pleasurable to your woman. And in a relationship, that is just called compromise. It's called sacrifice. It is called reciprocation. There are going to be things that you're going to do that you're not always going to like, but it is for the betterment of the relationship. But we live in an age where nobody wants to compromise. Yep. They are taught, oh, don't compromise nothing. You do what you want to do. And it's like, that's you. A relationship is two people. Yeah. You can't always get your way. So what he's saying on the surface is toxic, trash, whatever. But on the bottom of it, there is some validity to it where there are a lot of men that are not satisfied. And like what Steph said, there's a lot of women that are not satisfied because there's a breakdown of communication, and you need to sit down and have the conversation and say, hey, I'm not being satisfied in X, Y, and Z. What can we do to work on these areas? And if it's I ain't willing to do nothing, then you know, then you got your, then you got your answer, and then you need to find somebody else.
I mean, I feel like a lot of times people just try to make any excuse to cheat, man. Like, you have to have honor and pride in yourself in how you move within a relationship, marriage or girlfriend or whatever. At the end of the day, if you have pride in being faithful, then whether she's boring or not, or she's asked you how you feeling today or not, I don't see how fucking with a freak hoe in tights is supposed to like get you to communicate. Like to me, I feel like niggas be trying to say they ain't shit in a nice way. Like, just fucking, if you broke, just say that. Like, stop trying to say things in a nice way.
They try to package it
come
all.
Come on now, like
all
at the end of the day,
it sound good.
Yes, there's reasons and excuses for you to move janky, but you still gotta make that choice to move janky.
Oh yeah,
and what I'm saying,
I don't
they
know.
Never
if
talk
this...
about the character of cheating. They always talk about
cheating is a choice. You don't. Nobody just wakes up. You don't just wake up. Ooh, some new pussy right here all of a sudden. Like, you have to initiate it. Ain't no nigga ever just got some pussy out of nowhere. You ain't never just cheated just to cheat. You have to do something. You gotta talk. You gotta hit her up. You gotta do some sort of something. Yeah. So you have to work. You have to work at some point to get some other pussy. So I'm like, to people to act like, this is why I did it. At the end of the day, you still did it. Like,
you put in effort to cheat.
Listen, I told Steph since we was dating in college, I will leave you before I cheat on you. Right. What is wrong with that? Why can't you just leave?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Why can't niggas just be single and fuck with bitches? I don't understand what
because
when that left,
you just said the benefits.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
your own benefits.
It's benefits also as well as
but the main benefit we want is the pussy. So just do that. Why you can't settle without getting home cooked meal?
Because
you can't settle without cooking.
I agree with that. I agree with everything you're saying, but I think we're just talking about the psychology and how people get there. And I think if you are like what y'all was saying, if you are heavily, and again, I'm not condoning cheating. If you are heavily invested into somebody for 2-3 years, a lot of times it's hard for you to leave that, right? So, and if you're not getting what you want at home, and this is on both sides, it is and I think people got to realize too, when it comes to cheating, you make it very easy to cheat because all you need to do is tell the person what you're not getting. And then all that person does is give you what you're not getting. If, man is saying, oh, my wife doesn't give me head. then you end up in a conversation with a girl or whatever. You guys are talking. Hey, so what's going on with your marriage? Oh man, the bedroom isn't whatever it need to be. She won't go down on me.
Like how you surprised that somebody that you're sit up here venting to, because that's why you stepping out, because whatever you're not getting what you want here, but you venting to this person and then you surprised that they actually meeting the needs, but you're not telling that to the, you know what I'm saying?
You may or you may not, and they may not want to oblige to it. But what I'm saying is that I think cheating is exciting because it's something you're not supposed to do. Exactly. So that adds to it, and then on top of that, it's new, it's fresh. Mm-hmm. When you with somebody for 3-4 years, it's chemical. It is actually science that newness dies down. That dopamine that you get when you see that person in the first year and a half or the infatuation stage or the honeymoon phase, that dies down. But it dies down because the chemical creates a more long-lasting, loving, securing relationship. So it's designed for you to be in a long-term relationship. So it is, I think people got to realize that it's going to happen. It's natural. Facts. That you're not going to have the same Google eyes, I'm excited to see you, oh, I missed you, babe, after you've been married or been in a relationship for so long, because it's not supposed to be like that. Huh? Well, and you know what? But that's good though.
I'm still waiting for that day to drizzle
but that's good. But what I'm saying is that in most cases,
Steph ass cannot be away from me at all.
In most cases, and y'all are unique. In most cases, it dies down. But you have to, just because it was natural at the beginning, that it doesn't mean that it has to stay natural all the way. Attraction, flirtation,
you could create it.
That you have to work at it. That is a job. That's why when Raj, when we was on there, he was talking about, oh, I would never schedule sex. I'm like, you don't know. Mm-hmm. You don't know, because you may be in a season where you have to. Mm-hmm. You have
girl to for you, and then you're gonna do it.
Well, because I think men have to realize that and our body changes too. Women's body changes. Like, I know some women that after they had a baby, their sex drive drops. Okay. So what, are you going to force it? Or again, you have to have those conversations where you understand and I think most people don't even have those conversations because sex was so shameful that I don't even want to talk about it. And then when you're not getting it, then it's like, oh, well, she just must not like me.
Yeah, I can't wait till we have that episode of where we could talk about it, I think that's why how I am about women's sexuality, is because that expression ain't there, mm-hmm. and it's not just the expression in sleeping around; it's the expression within relationships. A lot of women don't have that room or feel like they could talk about it because they've been shamed about it mm-hmm. all their life from the beginning of when they first became sexual. Mm-hmm. So it's like, girl, you better get to talking.
Right. I mean, let's
better say something.
Let's keep it a G. Most guys ain't very coachable in the bedroom. You feel what I'm saying? We think we know. We think we the big dog. We think we know what we doing. We think we big old slanging or whatever. But you gotta be able to really
have that conversation. You gotta ask that question.
It's about more than just sex.
What feels good, yes.
But this is the thing. But not just about sex. About what you like to do or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Everything. And I think I think it's kind of like what Jada was saying. She was talking about sex, but when she was saying like, mm-hmm. you just automatically expect your spouse to know what you like because they're supposed to love me. If you love me, you should know.
Right.
And it's like, I'ma ask. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'ma ask, you know what I'm saying? That's my responsibility to ask, but it's your responsibility as my partner to communicate with me too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think you gotta have more open dialogue around sensuality, intimacy,
happiness.
Because intimacy looks different to everybody.
Yeah.
Like I know and men, we have this problem where we think that all intimacy leads to sex. Like, a massage doesn't always have to end with sex.
Nope.
A date,
you sure about that?
Doesn't. I'm for sure.
Yes.
A date,
a date does not always have to end in sex.
Nope. That is true.
I
agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, it could just be we're enjoying time together. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be. But I think
I think one thing that men have to realize is but this is the thing: when all intimacy leads to sex for women, it kind of
it feels cheap.
It does. It kind of like takes away from the intimacy. Like, so then every time that somebody is intimate, be like, oh, he want to fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that.
No.
It should be like, oh, he really cares about me. He wants to show me some love. Like, you should still feel that. It shouldn't always feel like, oh, damn.
He's only doing this just to get some sex.
Yeah. Like, so I think that's one thing that men should do just for that, so that, you know, you want somebody to feel elevated, not just when you, you know?
And when you do that, you will get the sex.
That's true.
When you are into your woman and you show her that you care and you actually love her, the sex will come for the most part. I ain't gonna say all, but what I'm saying, I think most women feel more secure and loved. They're more willing to give their body up than to, oh, he's just doing this. He's only getting me flowers because he wants some tonight.
Right. You know, it shouldn't always
he's only
be
taking me
attached.
out to dinner because he want to fuck tonight. And it's like, it shouldn't always be that. It should just be he just taking me out.
And is that exciting?
Which part?
And that's, to me, I think what you were saying, like, you know, it gets boring. It gets, you know, if somebody, everything that they do for you that's actually nice is always attached to getting sex, for women, that's very repetitive, and that is boring.
That's boring.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
to do something to get something in return.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it goes both ways on that being bored or complacent.
And I'm gonna put this,
and you doing shit, so you think that I'm still doing things, so she should be grateful for these things. But when it's always tied to sex, that it's redundant.
The motive matters.
Definitely.
Yes. Go ahead.
So when I want to go back to the whole, the beginning stages of cheating and shit, and it's not always connected to a sexual desire. You know, you might be seeing somebody who is actually fun to be around. Right? So you end up want to be around this person just because you're actually fucking fun. I ain't gonna take you to the bed, but you're fun to be around. I like kicking it with you.
So is that
I like
kind
being
of like
around
emotional
you.
cheating? Or?
It is. If you're in a relationship. But again, I
the
think
motive of it.
Yeah, I think no, it is.
That's your friend, that's your friend.
But if the motive is that you're trying to get something that you're not getting from your relationship.
If you are intimate with somebody else other than your spouse, that is cheating. And it can be emotional, that can be physical, that can be spiritual.
I'm not even inclling the sexual part in that. So I'm saying that's in there.
But
you know what I mean?
But that's so you saying that's the start.
But even that, I think it gets dicey, because when you are hanging out with somebody, if I see somebody once a week, it's usually I'm going to get the best part of that person. If I'm living with somebody, we got to talk about budgeting. We got to talk about the kids. We got to talk about all these uncomfortable conversations.
It's an escape.
So if I'm comparing responsibility to hanging out, I'm hanging out all day. Because she's taking my mind. She's taking my mind off of my responsibility. When I come home, I'm reminded of my responsibility.
And that's why in a relationship, you have to
real life.
You have to have your times where y'all leave y'all responsibility aside.
And some men
and we don't
need to learn how to have fun or release ourselves or have time to decompress in other ways. Yeah. Most of the time, it's just sex.
Right, and I thought that's the biggest thing too. I feel like we do always turn to sex as the one thing. Like, bro, so many things we could do. There's basketball. There's
when you get and the other thing too, that came to mind when he was talking about fun. When you watch pornography too much, those thoughts start coming up. Oh, why didn't she wear heels? Why doesn't she wear leggings? Why doesn't she wear this? Why does she do this? Oh, why don't we try this? Or why don't we do that? You have a false sense of what sex is supposed to be. And then you start desiring things that you may not be comfortable talking to your partner about. Right. You know what I mean? Because we've all seen those videos where then you then want to go act it out.
Right.
But you would have never wanted to act that out unless you saw it. And then you start thinking that some of those things are normal.
But I feel like that is what can make your regular sex life fun, where you could
if you willing to bring it back.
Oh, you up in fishnets? Ooh. You ain't never wore that before.
Shit, there's a possibility.
Oh, you got some heels on while we doing it? Oh, I'm here for that.
That's a spice up.
Exactly. I'm like, that's going to make it fun. But now if I'm all of a sudden like trying to force you into these different positions that I've seen from a movie,
that's
or
what I'm
want to,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
But I think
because when most people are saying fun, really what they mean is different.
Yeah,
I want you to do different things, but where are you getting the idea different from?
Right. So as long as you know,
if you're expecting your woman to be a porn star, I'm telling you, are setting up a false expectation for what sex may look like on an everyday basis.
Anyway. First of all, they be faking.
I was just gonna say, I just want her to act just like the the porn star acting like she or whatever stepmama.
Fake it.
I just want her to act for that night like these porn.
But my thing is, if you crave different, what are you doing?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like I just want her. Ain't nothing wrong with that to me.
It's not like that. Like it's not like porn is a platform of 100% fantasy. This shit never exists anywhere. There are people who act like that, who actually do that, who are actually like that. You know what I mean? That's why people are like, I want you to be my porn star in bed. And they really are, because they show the fuck up. They put in that energy. There's that effort. You ain't got to be just off of porn. It's just like, put it in that spice of energy.
But what I'm saying, when you're in a long-term relationship, if you are expecting your spouse to act like that all the time, it is a false perception of what sex is.
And then also, I feel like it definitely, like the narrative around porn mostly is, like you said, I want you to be my porn star. That narrative is never the other way around, because porn is mostly about satisfying men. That's usually what it's about. And I feel like for women who watch a lot of porn, that's why we are the way we are in the bedroom, and we kind of put ourselves last, because it's like, if he's satisfied, we good.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if
it puts women in that mindset.
Look up studies on how pornography affects you in the bedroom, and it's alarming. It detaches you from your partner, because when you're doing it, you ain't even think. Most of the time, sometimes you ain't even think about them. You thinking about what you saw in the video. I want you to be like her. And again, we're talking about becoming intimate. How are you becoming intimate when you're wanting somebody to be like somebody else?
Or you trying to reenact something that you seen?
Yeah. Or while you having sex, pictures or images of that girl pop up in your head. You supposed to be focused on your girl.
And that shit ain't always easy though.
Well, because you watching it.
It's true. It's very, very true. When you really start looking it up, and like when I really started researching about like, women being detached from their bodies and things like that, and I'm like, wow, like it plays like it's mental. Mm-hmm. It's so much more mental. That's why, like I said, that's why the numbers is so high of women not being able to get there, because it's mental a lot of the times more than anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we gonna have to have that episode. I know. I think Olivia she sent us a message with somebody's information, so we need to contact them.
That's gonna be
shout out Olivia.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think Steph should hit her up.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be more comfortable with the woman hitting.
Season 3.
Because I'm sure she'd be having men message her all the time. She probably like, I answer that.
You know how that shit go.
Weirdo shit. But yeah, y'all, don't cheat. Talk to your spouse, your partner, your main, your jump off, your girlfriend, whatever the hell. Get these conversations.
Look, don't talk to jump off.
Don't talk to the jump off, whatever.
Listen,
no
more rosters, okay? It's 2021, y'all, man. Let's settle down, man.
If you do cheat, hit us up and come on the show. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I want a real cheater to just be honest.
Well, we
had one.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we had Jerome on the show. Jerome was on the show.
He was honest.
But he
was honest.
He wasn't honest enough.
Oh,
that nigga
I
for
know
sure
him
worse
personally.
than,
So how
he
you
for
gonna
worse
tell
than we
me?
made it seem like he was. That nigga dirtbag, surely.
Damn.
He cool as fuck though, but he for sure dirtbag. Damn, that's my nigga. Shout out my nigga JR.
Damn, I thought he was keeping it 100. Okay, he was keeping it 90.
About 75.
I was about to say like 72.
About damn.
But anyways, but again, you can't be too 100, because it's going.
You gotta keep it 100.
No. It's gonna fuck up your shit.
Hey, I couldn't keep it 100.
Okay, I
couldn't keep it 100.
Sometimes where keeping it real goes wrong.
Come on now.
Yeah, I ain't
all the time.
You don't always have to be real.
We ain't gonna be dry snitches up on here.
Because a big part of the game is omitting. So that's why you can't keep it all the way 100. There's no possible way.
That's why I've been advocating for a whole facts.
Come on.
So you can check it before you get into it.
I just need to know.
And then the exes should be the ones that report it.
That would be kind of raw if somebody really put it together. That could work. You might want to be the one to do it before somebody really.
Put a whole little app, little whole face. You can check somebody's whole face where you can go on there and
do an image search.
Yeah,
just in case they change the name.
I'm like, nigga, let me see. Let me see what Green Eyes
and see what they ex is saying about.
For sure.
Right.
Let's do that.
Let me see what young Batty 98 X had to say about.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. People would pay for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, then people could go on there and revenge.
They can lie. That's true.
They can lie.
It's gonna be like, yo,
Right.
It's gonna be just like, yo, nah, this bitch, you know, she played me off, so I'm finna 1 star. This bitch dry as
You
hell.
can put pictures and screenshots and shit.
We gotta have a way.
Yeah, so it gotta be. You gotta have
The
evidence.
damages.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
evidence.
Like,
Oh, you gotta have evidence.
You gotta have
Okay.
receipts.
So and
You gotta
I
have
mean, even
receipts.
if
But you can fabricate screenshots.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
even if you don't have evidence, then I feel like, I feel like this. When I go to a Yelp review and somebody say something about the food, like, you ain't got no pictures, you ain't got no, like, I don't really take your shit as serious. So there's still levels to the.
We gonna figure this out.
Hey.
We gonna work out the kinks. Y'all be ready.
Or it could be something like some reverb, like it could be some sort of like, just like he gonna have his channel, we're gonna have our channel, and we can have something else too. Like we can have this shit popping on.
Oh, have a pod that's dedicated to whole facts.
It'd be like, you feel me, like, yeah. And then we could try to like get the hoes together. You feel me? Like we have a whole up connection.
Have a
you
whole
feel me?
connection.
Because again, most niggas hoes anyways, you feel me? So then we can try to get them to be with a girl that's a little more experienced and see if they with it.
Whole connection. I think I like that.
Ooh, the whole connection.
Have photo be hosted.
The
whole links.
As the host, yep.
whole
HO.
links.
Instead of love connection, whole
Yeah, the whole connection.
Whole connection.
Like how you spell your name on yeah.
Let's do it. We come in season 3. Come to the Reverb Nation. We gonna start throwing out ideas. Let us know what
For
y'all want
sure.
to see.
We
want
can
to
do
see.
that for Valentine's Day.
What y'all want to see for the
Yeah,
reverb?
for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we want to see what kind of content y'all want to see.
Yeah.
We're taking ideas.
Comment or message us or email us on what content y'all want to see.
Exactly.
Cause we would love, we out here brainstorming with all these ideas.
Man.
I'm like, whole connection. That sounds like a
That's
good.
good.
I might have to.
We gotta make that happen.
I'm gonna have to.
You gotta have at least 10 bodies.
To be
Gotta
on
leave-
the episode.
Gotta have at least
That's
10.
kind of low.
I mean, as far as to most men,
no.
it's
You gotta
women.
have.
Women
You
feel
gotta
like
have.
10 is
You
a lot
gotta
of
have a
bodies.
different number for women and a different number for men,
Okay, so I would say you gotta have at least 10 bodies for women,
and then 20
and
for
at least
men.
25 for men.
Okay.
I thought 25 is a like medium number. That's like not everybody hit 25 to keep it a buck. You feel me? But I feel like that's
We'll
a
see.
good,
20, 25, somewhere in
you know
there.
what I mean?
We'll
Like something like that is. I mean, I'm sure you probably had like to 100 something or something. I don't know. You're light skinned nigga. You know how this
Will
do
Chamberlain's
light-skinned.
ass.
Yeah, you probably up there in numbers. I respect it.
I look good.
Hey, I knew a nigga up in high school who said he was at 100 and something already in high school. I said, shit, I'm only at 17. You
That's
crazy.
not a flex, bro. That is not a flex.
I was like, jeez.
That's
You
not
raw.
a flex.
That's too much.
People be thinking that's a flex. That's not a flex.
I'm like 100 girls already. I'm like, first of all, nigga, where?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Like,
know
where you
that.
find these hoes at?
Our parents was always home.
Where they
Like,
at?
what are you doing?
Where they at though?
What are you doing?
Lying.
100, nigga,
Honey,
we
he lying.
17.
He lying.
He lying.
I don't believe
But he was
it.
a football star, again, like, he.
Nah, it wasn't.
I don't
100.
know.
No, it wasn't.
I
100.
don't know. I'm
Wasn't-
just saying. I'm
wasn't-
like,
no.
that was a very extreme number. I was like, damn, I said over 100. I said, shit, that's
That's an
crazy.
extreme ass number.
Yeah, now unless your ass started like 13 or something, like
That means you
And
went
then it's going ever
stupid. That
since.
means you
he
had
was like
25
a year.
25
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable if you start. I mean,
That's
it's not-
crazy.
2 a
No,
month?
you ain't doing that. No.
2 a month.
No.
2 a month.
It's not. It's not that unreasonable.
It's not that
At
unpredictable.
13,
I mean,
bruh.
Motherfuckers that start.
I mean, it ain't like we wasn't fucking at 12, 13. Like we were already. Most people were and that's why I'd be like,
Not me.
who?
I was 15.
I just want to shake
I
my
was
head
14
and
when I
say
lost
it's not
mine.
me. So
I
my
mean,
parents, I want my
I was
parents be
14 when I
listening
lost
to
mine.
this.
So
I
again,
was-
12,
I was-
13 is not that much of a difference. Like
Middle
most
school?
people.
Ew.
Most people I knew in the hood was already having sex.
I know my
Right, but
I know
we're-
my mama watching.
But
I
25 a
wasn't.
year at 13?
Yeah, nah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for 13. That means you
We
mess with older
averaging,
girls for
we
sure.
averaging.
That means you hitting 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. You probably hitting a couple 19-year-olds too. That's what
Bruh,
I'm saying.
no.
Like if you
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
lying.
Because
he
not
lied.
that many young girls was no.
God.
Giving it up? Hell
100,
no.
no.
That's enough.
No.
That's enough.
All right.
There's
We are now in 2021.
That you know that are in your circle? No.
15 years later, we are now debunking that myth. He lied. He did not sleep with 100 women in high school.
No. And again, that's not a flex.
Yeah, facts.
See, but some men are taught that the more women you have sex with, the more masculine you are. But anyway, that's a different story, different pie for a different day. Trash. Rajeo's not here, so we're going to get onto it. I think we all came to a general consensus that the trash is former running back Zac Stacy.
Absolutely.
rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Freaking.
Posted a video. He didn't post a video, but a video was posted of him going ham on his
baby
ex-baby mama.
know ex-baby
punching,
mama. That's the only baby mama.
body
Like,
slammed
baby
her,
mama.
threw her into the
walker.
The walker. He
The
threw
TV
her
fell
again to the
over.
TV. Didn't even pick up the TV. Went and punched her again. I believe he is in custody now.
Yeah, he is.
But he was so. This is the other trash part of it because it's a 2-part trash. He was staying and was getting hit by his friends.
Wow.
So his friends trash as hell too.
His friends was hiding him out.
Ain't no way.
Hopefully somebody turned him in.
Ain't no way. Let me find out that my nigga beat up on his wife.
Nah, bro, I'm caught.
What?
No.
You
No.
ain't hiding
And,
over here.
and especially after seeing that video, no, you can't stay here, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call them boys on you, bro.
Shit, matter of fact, we might have to fight. What you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Nah. So, and especially in front of. Oh, I'm sorry. And this was in front of
In
their
front of their
5-month-year-old child.
Come on now,
Crazy.
that baby don't, man.
But but people don't realize babies that downloads.
Yeah.
That first 3 years is instrumental to their development as a human being. So seeing that, and that's not the first time.
Guaranteed.
She already said it's not. So domestic violence, we do not endorse or condone
it at
domestic violence in any shape, form, or fashion. And obviously, in this situation, it was a man on a woman, but we don't condone women on men either. Keep your hands to yourself. That's what my mom used. Keep your hands to yourself and leave.
Simple.
If it gets to the point, just leave. So, Zac Stacy, you get the trash as fuck. The last trash as fuck for the year.
Boo you. Boo you.
Last trash for the year.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Hope we get at least 5-10 years for this.
So again, for those listening, last pod of the year, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. This was a great year. Next year, we're hoping to do bigger things, events. Hopefully, COVID is gone or subsided or under control, whatever you want to say to it. We plan on doing events. We plan on doing all that. So stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on the Reverb Nation. We will still be active.
On Facebook.
But we will see y'all the next time we will post a podcast will be January 15th. So if you do not see us before then, we're still active. And if you need content, there's 39 other episodes you can go back and listen to.
Right.
Damn it. Subscribe to YouTube.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
What did you just try to do?
Subscribe to he was trying to subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. We bid you guys adieu.
Hello.
God bless y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Raj, shout out to Raj. He's doing his handling his business. I'm going to enjoy this break, enjoy my Thanksgiving,
Yes, sir.
enjoy my Christmas.
Yes, sir.
And I think we could all agree that mac and cheese is more important than the turkey.
Hello.
Okay.
Hey, I seen somebody make some turkey the other day and it was hella juicy.
If it's smoked, it's different. But if it's how y'all be putting it in the oven, y'all dry shit out.
No, that shit.
Cajun turkey is the only way to go. But mac and cheese is more important. I'm sorry. That is the quarterback of Thanksgiving.
Quarterback.
It is.
And
The yams are the running backs.
y'all be fronting.
Big friend.
And if I see y'all put raisins up in that mac and cheese,
Drop it.
y'all getting banned from the group.
No.
Oh, and do we play the Raiders on Thanksgiving?
There is like 3 games. I'm not sure.
Oh, we play the
It's-
Raiders
It's like
on
it's like 3
Thanksgiving?
games this Thanksgiving. So
We gonna see y'all on January 15th. Cause me and Steph, that's my team.
it's good. It's good.
But we gonna see.
Yes, sir.
We gonna
All
see.
right, y'all. Appreciate
All right, y'all. We love y'all, man. Thank you, D-Lo, for filling in for Raj, man.
No problem. I got you.
Always admirable, sir. We out.
Hello.
Let's go. You just let's go. Let's go.